형님들 안녕. 즐거운 새벽밤이에요? 그럼요. 심야방송. 두루 키우다가 사냥하는 김에 개발자 스트리밍 좀 보고 자려고 겸사겸사 켰어요. 안녕하세요. 오늘 3시에 라이브 스트리밍이에요. 안 그래도 나 그리고 패드를 사서 패드 막 연습해보고 있거든요. 아하. 우리 용재님, 도비님, 지오피님, 명우님, 코지 형님 좋은 저녁이에요. 아니, 이 시간에? 아니, 내가 플스 패드를 샀는데 무선 연결이 계속 약간 좀 그래가지고 청소 시간이야? 여기 청소해야겠다. 유선으로 연결해서 쓰고 있어요. 퇴근? 지금 출근했어요? 그래서 패드로 하면 적응하는 시간이 좀 걸린다고 하더라고요. 적응하려고 노력 중입니다. 밑에 약간 키 표시되는 게 다르죠? 패드 연결하면 자동으로 이렇게 나오더라고요. 동굴도 그래서 하나 샀거든요. 그래서 나 지금 마우스랑 같이 쓰고 있잖아. 이런 거 할 때는 좀 마우스 쓰고. 맞아요. 엑스박스 액박 패드 쓰면 모양이 좀 다르더라고요. 형님들 사운드는 좀 어때요? 괜찮아요? 내 강력한 드루 보여줘? 잠깐만. 아주 굿입니다. 좋아요. 어슬렁 어슬렁. 내 드루는 강력하다고. 이상한데 벽 치고 있어 지금. 오케이. 강력하죠? 레벨 73입니다. 여기는 51단계 역병굴이에요. 와우. 이렇게 헤드가 좋은 게 바닥을 밟고 있으면 진동이 와요. 너 이제 곧 죽어. 빨리 무빙해. 약간 이렇게 표시를 해준달까? 그치, 지금 손에 엄청 진동이 막 장난이 아니에요. 녹잠판 밟으면 지진나요? 저기였구나. 어머, 왜 죽어 있어요? 쉬는 중이었어요? 오케이, 인정. 저녁이라 좀 피곤할 수 있어. 이보 전진했네? 바로 깼네? 저 노래를 틀어놓고 하니까 디아블로가 아니라 모동수반 모여봐야 동물에서 나만 그렇게 느낀 거 아니지? 저 청소 좀 하고 올게요. 그러니까 이제 채집하고 돈 빌려주러 다녀야 될 것 같은데? 제감, 저지불가, 금피감, 버려. 버려. 변형? 변형 처음 보는데? 버려. 모여봐요 악마의 숲이야? 야만 광폭화 시간 증가 노드. 형님이 광폭화 관련된 거를 많이 챙기셨으면 시간 증가가 됐을 때 좋죠? 일단 광폭화가 되면 공격력이랑 이속이 증가하니까. 개발자 라이브스트림은 3시 시작입니다. 형님 대기방이에요. 네, 광폭화가 기본적으로 공속이랑 이속 다 증가라 좋긴 해요. 오. 헤드로 굉장히 어색하게 하고 있습니다. 오. 좋아 살아. 안돼 죽으면. 이제 이 구간에 버티지 못하면 아마 패드를 집어 던질 것 같아요. 참으면서 하고 있습니다. 이렇게 플레이해본 적은 처음이거든요. 근데 적응되면 형님들 얘기하는 것처럼 이거를 못 벗어난다고 하더라고. 그렇게 좋대. 써봤어야 알지. 굳이?
시간이 더 필요해.
아마 패드로 안 해보신 형님들은 뭔가 이 화면이 약간 신기하실 수 있을 것 같아요. 저는 제가 신기했거든요. 늘 보는 화면이 이 화면이요? 영역이 되게 많이 딸리죠? 라이브 형님 3시에요. 우리 용재 형님은 패드로 계속 하셨었죠? 내가 오늘 이거 연결하려고 고생한 것만 생각하면 어우 진짜 누동강 안 낸 게 다행이야 내 성격에. 3시요? 자야겠네. 내일 일 있으시면 얼른 주무세요. 일찍 주무셔야 피로도 풀리고 그러는 겁니다. 근데 패드 쓰시는 형님 궁금한 게 키 바꿔서 쓰시나요? 나는 기본으로 세팅되어 있는 키가 뭔가 좀 어렵던데. 그래서 약간 바꿨거든. 바꿔서 쓰고 계셔요? 제가 이상한 거 아니죠? 이렇게 이거가 쉬워. 이거가 패를 돌리면 되니까. 네, 청소 한번 가시죠. 대부분 바꿔서 써요? 오케이. 창고에 무슨 맛있는 게 있을까? 깨진 돌 쓰는 거긴 한데. 정렬하고 제품 처리, 제감. 힘 제압 지속 버려. 제압 핵심 원거리 버려. 취약 겹고 선사태 극화 의지력. 장갑은 공속 극확 행적. 버리고 공속 없어. 극확 행적. 제가 야만 용사 할 때는 이게 빌드가 한정적이니까 템도 굉장히 획일적이었거든요. 획일화돼. 그러니까 다양하지 않았죠? 근데 드루이드 하고 나서 너무 다양해요. 템이 너무 많아. 갑자기 다른 게임 하는 느낌 드는 거 있죠? 곰돌이님 안녕하세요. 그니까 야만도 그래야 되는데 약간 아쉽긴 해요. 들으면서 주무실 수 있는 형님이 계실 수도 있으니까 우리 노래는 잠깐 끄고 잠이 잘 오는 디아블로 음악을 들어보도록 할까요? 고요하게 땅을 치는 드루이드의 소리를 들으시면 아마 잠이 솔솔 오실 거예요. 블리자드에 따른 드루이드요? 난 여기로 가야지. 어머나 세상에. 아무도 살리러 안 오니 알아서 살겠습니다. 아픈데?
준비가 안 됐어.
형님 헬. 생각해보니까 제 랩이 74였어요. 어때요? 땅 부시는 소리 들으니까 잠이 좀 오시나? 고마워. 빵빵 터집니다. 오늘 1인분 했다. 형님 살렸다. 유보 전진을 위한 호텔하고 변명하지 마.
준비가 안 됐어.
둥가둥가. 사냥하다 보면 늑두루나 곰두루 뚜껑 하나쯤은 나와주겠죠?
기다려야 해. 좀 더 기다려야 해.
나오지 않을까요? 그러니까요. 수리를 좀 하고 햄을 별로 못 먹는 것 같아. 돼지 비유. 모래주렁. 우뜸 나왔다. 냠냠. 위상 으뜸은 언제나 맛있죠. 이거 아니지. 네.
네, 이리 주세요. 행운을 빌죠.
진심은 아니겠지, 토마이리스?
수리해야 해.
가망이 없어. 폐허가 됐다고.
돌아가는 건 전과는 달라.
아카라트를 위해서도 아니니까. 너도 알잖아.
수리.
가방이 꽉 찼어. 어떻게 도와드릴까요?
이 정도로 뛰어난 건 처음 보네요.
확실히 패드로 하면 손목이 좀 덜 아픈 것 같아요. 확실히. 내 방송만 아니면 난 누워서 했어. 누워가지고 카메라 안 나오니까 옆으로 마이크 켜놓고 했어. 아니면 헤드셋 끼고 디스코드 하면서. 100%입니다. 고블린 소리 나왔네. 오케이. 파이팅. 진짜. 맞아요. 편의성이 좀 떨어지긴 하는데 약간 세부적인 부분이나 이런 거 할 때는 확실히 있어야 되는 것 같아요. 그래서 저도 같이 쓰고 있습니다. 근데 어쨌든 우리가 제일 많이 사용하는 거는 사냥할 때만 있으니까 편하지. 도살자식과 성능 좋아요. 저도 써보긴 했는데 어머. 정육점 사장님 오셨네요. 오늘 고기는 신선한가 봐요. 어휴 아파라. 신선한 고기 잡았어요?
준비가 안 됐어.
너? 어디 갔노? 신선한 고기. 님들 뒤아 소리 괜찮아요? 너무 크지 않아요? 도살자 잡은 거야? 전 괜찮아요? 오케이 도비님 땡큐. 와 죽었어. 알려주세요. 봉틀리님 안녕하세요. 이 시간에 피부가 욕해요. 괜찮아요 형님. 내일 늦잠 자려고. 늦잠 푹 자야지. 그러니까 점검도 하고 라이브스트림도 하고. 탕탕탕탕탕탕탕. 오케이. 패드를 둘 다 써봤는데 엑스박스랑 플스랑 연결하는 건 엑박이 편하고 누르는 감은 플스가 나은 것 같아. 지윤님 안녕하세요. 좋은 밤이에요? 한도와 이거는 많이 있고 버려. 재간모는 버려. 공속, 행적, 힘. 극화. 이건 패스. 버려. 대지기술 감속, 모래수렁, 오뜸 뽑아놔야 되는데 저거. 공생하는 강폭.
여기선 불가능.
왜 웃으시지? 지윤님 빗자루 봐봐 세팅 영상. 아 그거 해보신 거예요? 어때요? 멋지지 않나요?
칼날을 뽐내세요.
멋지지 않나요, 형님? 얼음맵에서 쫙 간지난다니까. 이제 그런 거 할 때가 됐어. 예능. 무기도 그치. 고유 무기가 없으시면 다른 걸로 써서 하시면 지지바바는 아니고 그냥 이제 지바바인데 지바바인데 이제 먼지들을 불태우는 게 아니라 먼지를 일으키는 바바가 될 거예요. 아 도배님 맞아요. 제가 손이 좀 커서 플스가 좀 더 착 감기는 것 같긴 해요. 어우 진동이 아주. 계속 때려. 어쩌라고 있어.
준비가 안 됐어.
덤벼.
준비가 안 됐어.
빗자루 바바 괜찮지 않아요? 지지 바바. 이용 망치. 근데 그게 위상만 좀 있으면 딜이 나올 것 같거든요. 근데 그 스킬 관련 위상이 없어가지고. 멀보가 2시 살, 요즘 멀보 소식이 뜸하더라. 야야야야야야야. 아이씨. 목전어도 찍고 있는데 아무도 날 살려줄 수 없으니 알아서 살겠습니다. 이렇게 좀 더 이동하는데 여긴가? 아니야. 바바가 그거예요. 그러니까 쉽다면 오히려 난 처음에 오픈 베타 때 무기가 많고 막 그러니까 더 어려울 줄 알았거든. 네. 기본 셋 함성 3세트. 함성 3세트에 그냥 핵심 스킬 조금씩 바뀌는 거 그런 느낌이니까 오히려 더 쉬운 것 같더라고요. 여기 쇼핑 맛집인데? 근데 드루는 지금 빌드도 무슨 빌드 엔드를 가는 빌드가 6개라면서요? 깜짝 놀랐어. 잡았나봐. 그래서 라이브 스트리밍은 3시쯤 하니까 형님들도 살살 파밍 하시다가 같이 봐요. 영역 중독 비감 중독 비감 재감이 없네. 원래 처음에는 난 야만 좋다고 해서 했는데 좋긴 한데 너무 클래스가 너무 차이가 나. 일을 하다 보니까. 오, 자연의 균형 이거 쓰는데 으뜸 나왔다. 이상 다 뽑아놔야지.
여기서는 불가능해.
맞다, 파티 저기.
칼로에 이어 레아까지 뭔가가 우리를 죽이고 있지만 나서는 사람이 아무도 없어.
이 파티 왜 나가? 오케이. 쇼핑하고 알려주세요. 기기, 오케이.
진심은 아니겠지, 토마이리스? 모건의 어리석음은 가망이 없어.
자가 체이즈.
돌아가는 건 정과는 달라. 요새를 위해서도 아카라트를 위해서도 아니니까. 너도 알잖아.
아이쿠, 안 자고 이 시간에 하시네. 저 원래 이 시간에 자는데요. 라이브 스트리밍 한다 그래서 얘기하러 왔습니다. 무슨 재밌는 소식을 줄까 해가지고. 가자.
여기서는 불가능해.
서로에게 공평하겠네요.
우리 형님 한 분 안 오시나? 한 분 안 오셔? 그만하신대?
준비가 안 돼.
말이 됩니까? 74인데 105를 잡고 있는 게. 드루이드는 말이 됩니다.
준비가
난 세계 최강 들으니까. 야마는 상승거죠. 야마는 손조론 해야죠. 무슨 인던 땡땡이야. 안 잡혀, 안 잡혀. 나 형님, 저 빗자루 봐봐. 빗자루 봐봐. 지지바바 세팅하고 50단계 좀 힘들게 돌았어. 생각해보니까 그렇네. 1티어급 빌드 아니면 53개 좀 힘들게 돌잖아요. 생각해보니까 그렇네. 나 되게 여기서 죽어서 약간 속상했거든? 속상해 할 게 아니었어. 한 마리 남았죠? 속상할 게 아니었어. 이게 아닌데? 똑똑. 문 열어줬어. 그래야 열린다고요? 예의가 바른 사람이네요, 우리는. 몬스터 집 찾아갈 때도 노크하고 들어가? 아 진짜 무리 됐어. 땡큐. 뿡뿡뿡뿡. 빈센트님 안녕하세요. 좋은 밤이에요? 안 주무시고 뭐 하셔? 드루의 매력에 빠지셨고. 패드 연습하고 있어요. 야님 하이유. 패드로 하는 거 연습하고 있어. 유진님 안녕하세요. 왜? 정리 시간이야 지금? 토템은 재감이 필요한. 재감, 중독 피감, 영역 소모량 감소. 이거는 들을 거는 이제 눈 감고 볼 수 있을 것 같은데. 공생하는. 옆에 수치 뜨는 거 지금 설정에서 체크할 수 있거든요. 설정에서 게임 플레이에 상세 정보 여기 있잖아요. 요거 2개 체크하시면 저랑 똑같은 화면으로 보이실 거예요. 뭐가 나왔어? 맛있겠네. 문양이 아직 램이 났구나. 열심히 사냥하고 있군. 형님들은 패드 쓰신 형님들은 적응하는데 얼마나 걸리셨나요? 와우. 이틀. 오케이. 이틀이면 되는 거예요? 디아 살짝 재미로 시작했는데 푹 빠져버렸어요. 그래서 아이디도 디아로 바꾸신 거예요?
시간이 더 필요해. 시간이 더 필요해.
시간이 더 필요해. 자, 청소할게요. 네. 이게 왜 표시가 위에 안 되지? 자, 라이브 스트리밍이 얼마 안 남았죠? 3시 예정인데 지금 그 예고된 걸 보니까 디아블로4 관련된 내용뿐만 아니라 어디 보죠? 이모탈인가요? 이모탈이네요. 이모탈 내용이랑 같이 진행될 예정이라 포 내용은 조금 뒤에 나올 것 같긴 해요. 대지 기술로 피해를 주면 적중당한 적이 5초 동안 감속됩니다. 이거 되게 잘 나오네. 으뜸이 갖고 있어야겠다. 버려? 버려? 버려.
가방이 꽉 찼군.
품 모두 판매. X.
재고에 꽤 좋은 물건이 추가되겠네요.
위상은 미리미리 뽑아놓고
카를로에 이어 레아까지 뭔가가 우리를 죽이고 있지만 나서서 미적거리지 말고 이리 주세요.
아유 답답해. 아유 답답해. 응? 형님 저는 청소 끝났습니다. 뭐야 나 빼고 돌고 있었어? 싫어요. 말 좀 하고 가라 그랬지. 버스 대기 중이요? 버스라니 형님. 나 나름 선탑자야. 나 선탑이야. 이거 봐.
좀 더 기다려야 해. 준비가 안 됐어.
오 아프다. 오 아프다. 오 아프다. 두루는 옷장에 옷이 없냐고요? 거적대기가 몇 개 있더라고요. 아니에요. 형님, 가볍게 걸쳤을 때 예쁜 캐릭이 몇 개 있는데 그 중에 하나입니다, 이 친구는. 그리고 바바는 저만 벗고 다니는 게 아니라 하시는 모든 형님들 보시면 아마 다 벗고 다니실 거예요. 그거는 바바의 긍지야. 양님도 키우면 그렇게 될걸? 그래, 봐봐. 똑같잖아. 저도 바바지만 바지만 입히고. 근데 나만 그런 거 아니라니까? 충분히 갈 수 있습니다. 바지까지 벗기긴 너무 숭해. 그치. 적당히 저기 해야지. 과도한 노출은 좋지 않습니다. 아시죠? 갑옷 입고 다닌다고요? 형님 바바에 긍지가 없네. 어? 옷통은 까줘야지.
시간이 더 필요해.
국룰 아니야 그거? 너 언제까지 쫓아오니? 패드가 약간 불편한 거는 아이템 먹을 때 약간 불편해. 어머? 저 바지는 뭘까? 어머! 잠깐만! 형님들 잠깐만! 나 방금 고유투구 먹었어. 나 방금 고유투구 먹었어. 잠깐만 있어봐. 뭔들. 자, 보자. 이거 영광의 순간 우리 함께해요. 자. 오! 바실리. 자, 박수. 아니, 나 어차피 드루이드 지금 저기 키울 거란 말이야. 어? 형님, 나 어차피 이거 지금 끼는 거 아니야? 기다려봐. 그래. 처부수기 곰돌이기는 이거 쓴단 말이야. 지금 그 늑두루 거 먹었을까봐 지금 그런 거지? 나 으뜸이야, 으뜸. 아, 미쳤네, 진짜. 으뜸이야. 그 다음에 뭘 먹으면 된다? 기다려봐. 으뜸 바실리야, 으뜸 바실리. 아, 내 혈 뚫렸습니다, 이제. 다음은 늑두루 가자. 근데 흥분하지만 저녁이잖아. 그 다음에 이제 폭풍의 포에 먹으면 되잖아. 이렸다. 그니까. 오케이.
더 소지할 수
그래, 나 이거 먹으면 이제 이거 올리면 된다고. 돼지의 세기. 보강세기. 보강? 이거 사나운 돼지. 이거 맞죠? 그럼 봤어요, 형님들? 내가 갈면 안 되지. 뭐 하는 거야, 너 지금? 갈 뻔했어. 풀강. 그리고 만용도 먹었어. 드루가.
수 없어.
드루가 쓰는지 모르겠는데. 아, 진짜 미쳤다. 될 놈 내리라니까, 이거는. 일단 투구? 필요 없어. 이제 가라. 뭐 하루도 안 썼습니다.
대장간은 준비되어 있으니
이거 제감 혹시 모르니까 놔둘까?
가방이 꽉 찼건.
혹시 모르니까 놔둬볼까? 찌기네. 아, 네. 이제 늑두루 뚜껑 하나 먹으면 되겠다. 어쩐지 오늘 저녁까지 하고 싶더라. 느낌이 팍 오더라. 이 정도면 초보수기 세팅 거의 끝난 거 아닙니까? 투구가 90% 아니었어? 중독 피감, 보강 피감. 어머, 치 괜찮은데? 최대 생명력까지? 아, 근데 705네. 아깝다. 형님도 이렇게 조용해요? 배 아파? 화장실 갔어? 레벨업 하면 돼요? 오케이. 네. 형님 왜요? 나 왜 불러? 아니요, 축하드려요. 뭐 욕할라 그랬어? 형님, 이게 바로 델롬이야, 델롬. 아시겠어요? 형님이 나 못 먹을 거라고 저주 걸었잖아. 나 델롬이야, 델롬. 바실리 그거 이템 아니라고요?
진심은 아니겠지.
무슨 소리예요?
모건의 어리석음은 가망이 없어. 폐허가
자연의 야만성에.
돌아가는 건
이거 쓰는 거 같은데?
요새를 위해서도 아카라트.
자연의 야만성.
너도 알잖아.
짱 박아놓고. 즐거웠다 친구야. 안 써요? 아 그래. 바실리? 형님 바실리도 얼마 안 남았어. 오늘 다 먹어야겠다. 내가 말했지? 나 곰두루랑 늑두루랑 다 한다고. 돼지방벽이랑. 라이브 스트리밍이고 뭐고. 다 죽었어. 저기 라이브 스트리밍 뭐 소식 나오면 알려주시고요. 저는 파밍하고 있겠습니다. 잠깐만. 얘를 민첩을 하나를 더 올려야 되지. 민첩. 여기다가 고민관. 무지력. 랩업을 안 해가지고 일단 올려놓고, 그리고 작취블로의 필수템 민첩이 어디 있을까? 있네. 보자. 우리 강력크 해진 두루를 또 사냥을 해볼까? 일로 갈까? 스킬 세팅 안 할 뻔했다. 오, 돼지방벽. 돼지세기 너무 좋아. 가자. 이건가? 오, 원거리. 오, 지린다. 쏘는데? 원거리. 그래, 원거리. 오, 그래. 오호. 오, 나 이제 안 죽을 것 같은데? 그치? 으쌰, 으쌰. 좋네요. 왠지 고요가 나올 것 같아. 느낌이 와. 투구가 하나 더 나올 것 같아. 지금 혈이 뚫렸어. 이때 다 먹어줘야 해.
시간이 더 필요해. 시간이 더 필요해.
뜬뜬뜬. 여기 아니네. 아, 이거 맵 투명하게 좀 오버레이 해서 볼 수 있게 좀 해주면 좋겠다. 스트리밍 하는데 댓글 달까요? 그래서 이것 좀 해주시죠. 그거 PK 지역에 스티 쓰면 PK 지역으로 가지는 거 그거랑 영어로 쳐야 되잖아. 저번에 PK 지역에 스티 써서 마을 갔다가 딸기 다 날라가가지고 몹시 화가 났어.
좀 더 기다려야 해.
어머, 지팡이? 지팡이? 이것도 쓰는 마녀림 아닙니까? 이거? 마녀림 아닙니까? 마녀림? 그치, 마녀의 큰 지팡이. 와, 됐다. 자, 이제 다음은 늑두루 뚜껑이다. 가자. 그래, 이거 방벽두루 목이잖아. 자, 다음은 뭔지 아시죠? 다음은 늑두루 뚜껑입니다. 아, 너무 좋아. 봤죠? 새벽같이 이렇게 열심히 파밍을 하면 되는 겁니다. 자, 다음 늑두루 뚜껑 갑니다. 진짜 나오면 그 스트림 할 때 가서 하트 날려주고 오겠습니다. 일단 지금 끼는 건 아니잖아요. 지금은 처부수기에서는 무기가 그냥 충격파 쓰는 거였어. 여기 모셔놓고
아니겠지, 토마에리스. 모건의 어리석음은
랄랄라.
폐역.
야. 아, 근데 수치 별로네. 나온 게 어디야?
위해서도 아카라트를 위해서도 아니니까.
응.
너도 알잖아.
아, 늑두루 뚜껑 나오면 하트 날려주고 올게요. 불복. 뭐야? 불복 꾸지네. 새벽에 하면 파밍이 잘 되는 것 같아. 얘는 안 쓰고. 중독 피해, 취약 피해. 연계극. 돼지방벽 기술이 6초 증가. 치유하는. 치유하는 이거 쓸 수도 있어. 오, 으뜸이네. 어머, 무슨 일이야?
여기서는 불가능해.
저거가 처부수기는 만용을 쓰네요. 그럼 나 만용 지금 끼면 되잖아. 그치?
카를로에 이어 레아까지 뭔가가 우리를 죽이고 있지만 나서는 사람이 아무도 없어.
만용 끼면 되잖아. 개꿀이네. 이런 걸 보고 뭐라고 한다? 될 놈들이라고 한다. 잠깐만. 독살 독성. 아드레날린님 안녕하세요. 울고 있어? 왜 나 빼고 자꾸 돌아? 나 템 먹었다고 나 못 먹게 하려고 그러는 거야? 아직 도는 거 아니지? 이번에 문고리 잡고 있어? 늑드르 뚜껑 가보자. 깜짝. 와, 곰드르 뚜껑 나오고 마녀림 지팡이 나오고 그 다음 나올 게 뭐야? 만용도 나왔어. 그럼 뭐야? 남은 게 뭐야? 늑드르 뚜껑이지. 이제 없어. 블리자드 사랑해요. 다 같이 외쳐볼까요? 세이드 두루 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 네? 두루 얘는 두루야 뚜껑 내놔라. 나문적 터치인데 나문적이 어디 갔지? 나문적? 왔다. 여기 있나? 없는데? 시간이 지나면 없어질 수도 있어. 근데 가자. 오케이 걸. 세이느 뚜루. 자, 늑뚜루 한번 다 같이 외쳐봐요. 너 늑두루. 아실리는 먹었잖아. 필요 없어 이제. 으뜸 먹었다고 으뜸. 늑두루. 여긴 저주받은 게 많네. 늑두루 나오려나 보다. 캉캉캉 밀쳐버려. 와 진짜 두루 사기다. 성우님 안녕하세요. 우와, 헉, 뭐야? 패드로 전개하면 되게 좋네요? 원래 이렇게까지 안 되는데? 이거 뭐야? 왜 이렇게 돼? 이거 원래 이렇게 핀 찍는 거 시간초 있지 않았습니까? 이 시간에 오랜만이에요. 확인해. 야, 근접해는 패드가 답입니다. 깜짝 놀랐어. 나 전기가 저렇게 나갈 수 있는지 처음 알았는데. 세이는 뚜루 뚜껑 나와라. 가자.
기다려야 해.
뚜루. 과연? 에이, 안 나왔다. 에이, 안 나왔다.
좀 더 기다려야 해.
형님. 형구 형님. 처음에 뭐 드시느냐에 따라 다르긴 한데, 저는 처부수기로 먼저 하고, 그 다음에 늑두를 한 다음에, 늑대 회오리 두루 하고, 그 다음에 고단 높은 단계 악몽건전 트라이 할 때는 돼지방벽 두루로 하려고 지금 계획은 짜고 있어요. 처부수기 하고 있는데 30단 이상을 못 가고 있어요. 위상이랑 저기가 다 세팅이 되셨을까요? 템정리 형님. 템정리하고 올게. 근데 이게 어쨌든 뭐 곰두루나 늑두루나 사실 극강의 효율을 내려면 고유로 나오는 아이템이 좀 있어야 그게 효율적이기 때문에 그래요? 곰총방 윽확 어려 중독 피감 공격력이 어려 폭풍 기술 극대화적 룬세 공사 안 쓰는 거 근피해 중피해 중피해 위상이 다 있는데 안 되시는 거면 문제는 두 가지죠.
다치지 마시게.
레벨이 낮거나 근데 레벨 몇이라고 하셨죠? 레벨이 낮거나 아니면 정복자 보드
진심은 아니겠지, 토마이리스. 모건의 어리석음은 가망이 없어. 폐허가 됐다고. 돌아가는 건
전과는 달라. 요새를 위해서도 아카라트를 위해서도 아니니까. 너도 알잖아.
막 이동하면서 엄청 빠른 두루는 뭐예요? 로그처럼 빠르던데 할퀴고? 늑두루인가요? 늑대가 막 회오리 날리는 그거 얘기하시는 거예요? 그거 아마 회오리 두루 늑대 회오리 두루 근데 두루이드 빌드 종류가 엄청 많아가지고 칼라 발톱? 회오리 날아가는 거 말고 늑두루 뚜껑 나와라. 칼라발톱. 회오리는 뭔가 휘젓는 것 같은데 휘젓지 않아요. 뭐 휘젓는 걸로 때리는 게 아니고 회오리를 날려서 휘젓는 것처럼 보여. 요거는 구름 가자. 오케이. 글로 가. 같이 가. 비사 바지라 이건 또 뭐야? (76렙) 그러면 위상 재료 외형님 뼈대 다 맞추셨어요? 위상 말고 레벨에 영향이 있어요. 당연히 그 레벨에 영향이 있는 게 저 같은 경우는 이게 지금 부캐라서 명망 작업을 다 해서 스킬 포인트랑 동복자 보드 포인트를 되게 많이 가지고 시작을 했거든요. 그거가 이제 영향이 있을 거고 레벨에 따라 정복자 포인트가 달라지니까 정복자 포인트가 꽤 많은 영향을 가지더라고요. 사실 아이템적인 부분은 지금 당장 어떻게 할 수가 없는 부분인데 근데 그 정도 레벨이면 사실 드루라서 저기인 거고 다른 캐릭터는 그 레벨에 원래 거기 안 돌아질 텐데. 알려주세요. 명망작 다 하셨나요? 멀다. 명망도 되게 중요해요. 명망 필수. 그리고 우리 파티 깍지 형님이 얘기하신 것처럼 그 명망하실 때는 파티하고 하는 게 좋아요. 오, 야, 아파. 늑두루 뚜껑 언제 나와? 공산볶음 아빠님 안녕하세요. 저 곰두루 뚜껑 먹었어요.
기다려야 해.
명망은 3단계. 아, 형님 5단계까지 하셔야 돼요. 그 정복자 보드 포인트.
가방이 꽉 차.
그거는 선택이 아니라 필수입니다. 아니 어쩐지 이상하다 그랬어. 와, 아니 내가 얘를 올리고 있었는데 자꾸 안 올라가지고 보니까 의연함만 지금 21레벨 찍었네. 장난하나? 패드로 하고 있어가지고 이게 잘못 설정됐나 봐. 분명히 나는 고민간을 업그레이드를 하고 있었는데 아, 참. 아, 유튜브에서? 오케이, 오케이. 트위치도 하고 유튜브도 하나 보네. 처음엔 이모텔 컨텐츠래요. 맞아요. 일단 나 들어가 볼게. 오, 또 많이 본다. 잠깐만. 오케이, 오케이. 지금 요렇게 있거든요. 자막 사용 불가네. 뭐요? 한국말 하는 사람 보지 말라는 것이요? 망했다. 자, 영어 잘하는 형님 손 드세요. 영어 잘하시는 형님 손 드세요. 네. 나다 싶으면 번역하시면 됩니다. 깍지님 꼭 그렇게 형님 꼭 그렇게 말하는 사람이 잘하는 사람 말하더라. 형님이 하면 돼 이제. 그렇게 뺄 거 없어. 형님이 하시면 돼. 딱 걸렸지. 우리 영어 잘하는 형님들 많으시니까 괜찮네. 괜찮네. 보강피감. 맞아요, 맞아요. 명망자 꼭 하셔야 돼요. 그거는 진짜 필수입니다, 형님. 극피, 돼지기술피. GP, 어두운 포요. 어두운 포요는 안 썼던 것 같고. 나는 안 써. 어머. 대박. 아유, 형님들 잘하고 있어. 아주 잘하고 있어. 오케이, 오케이. 난 여기로 갈게. 어머, 시상이 아프죠? 살려주러 올 거야? 이작 8분 남았네요. 형님, 아니, 날 살려주고 잡아야지. 다 잡고 살리면 경험치는 어떻게 먹나? 응? 의도가 다분해. 그럴 거야? 아, 네. 형님, 같은 두루끼리 그럴 거야?
좀 더 기다려야 해.
아 고유튜브 효직들 있잖아. 뭐 있잖아. 내가 그냥 조금 더 빨리 먹었을 뿐이지. 그래 안 그래? 전혀 그렇게 생각할 필요 없어. Let's go.
시간이 더 필요해. 좀 더 기다려야 해.
아 깜짝이야. 알이네.
좀 더 기다려야 해.
누군 줄 알았잖아. 곰두루 바실리 먹으면 기본 기술로 쓸 수 있는 게 바뀝니다, 형님.
짐이 너무 무거워.
이걸로 해. 기본 기술이. 아까는 내가 가서 직접 쳐야 됐었거든. 근데 이제 원거리에 칠 수 있어. 그래서 보시면 보여드릴게요. 이게 지금 대지 기술이 곰 인간 기술로도 취급되며 보강합니다. 이렇게 나와 있잖아요. 그래서 제가 원래는 이 폭풍 강타를 써서 이제 영역 수급을 했다가 얘로 바꿨어요. 이렇게. 완전한 곰이 되었지. 깨진돌 38%. 좋아. 말은 먹어주고. 원피감 근회피? 이건 뭐야? 근피. 말 갖다 갈게요. Stream begins in 4 minutes. 5분 남았대요.
날카롭고 뭉툭하고 사악한 물건들이 여기 있죠.
제품 모두 판매. 이야.
행운을 빌죠.
행운을 빌죠. 정복자 보드 올려주고. 요요요. 오늘 다 올렸고. 진짜. 갑시다. Let's go. 우린 3분 전입니다. 난 일로 갈래. 네네, 보고 오세요. 보시면서 소식 바로 알려주세요.
준비가 안 돼. 준비가 안 돼. 준비가 안 됐어. 기다려야 해. 기다려야 해.
두고 하나만 따라. 드림 1분 남았네요. 우리 형님 봇 자요. 잘 자는데? 꿀잠 자는데? 오케이. 스트리밍 시작됐네요. 왜 자막을 활성화를 안 해주는 거지? 듣기 평가 시작. 굿. 잠깐 나 여기로 틀어놔야 되겠다. 만담 나는데요. 좋아요. 거기까지 걸어가야 되는데.
There's lots of cool stuff happening within in Diablo, and so we don't always want to just be focused on just
형님들 영어 듣기 평가.
happening within Diablo. We want to be able to talk about it. You know, I could imagine we're going to have a season 29 conversation for Diablo 3 at some point in the future. And so one of the things we're going to look at, one to do today was not just talk about, we are definitely going to talk about season 1 on Diablo 4. And for some reason, Adam has structured this to be as tantric as possible. We'll get there, trust us, but it's going to take.
오케이. 여포 나오면 다시 봐야 되겠다.
가방이 꽉 찼건.
음. 초반에는 디아블로 7월 중순 디아블로 이모탈에 관련된 내용, 그리고 그 다음에 이제 디아블로 4 관련된 내용을 얘기를 해준다고 하네요. 그러면
Darkness wants to consume you and all you love. But my kind.
이모탈 새 캐릭 나온대. 캐릭터 소개하나 보다.
진심은 아니겠지, 토마이리스? 모건의 어리석음은 가망이 없어. 폐허가 됐다고. 돌아가는 건
전과는 달라. 요새를 위해서도 아카라트를 위해서도 아니니까. 너도 알잖아.
이모탈 쪽 개발자들은 제 얼굴을 몰라가지고 저분들은 처음 보네요. 잠깐만. 우리 너프가 시급해요? 다른 걸 버프해달라 그래요, 형님. 그래도 즐겨야 되지 않겠어? 기다려봐. 이렇게 하루가스 쿨감 28%짜리인데 새로 파밍해야 하나요? 형님 그거를 목적을 가지고 한다고 나오는 게 아니어서 목적을 가지고 한다고 나오는 게 아니잖아요. 간절히 바랄 뿐. 수치가 좋은 게 더 나오면 갈아서 놔두고 막 2개 이상 놔둘 필요는 없는 것 같아요. 형들이 휘린드 저기 하시는구나. 야만용사. 저도 야만용사 많이 했어요. 그거 하다 이거 하니까 좋던데? 라이브 스트림 봐야 되는데 나 지금 파밍이 더 재밌는데 어떡하지? 어떡하지? 보고 있어요. 오케이. 지금 이모탈 적이잖아요. 그죠? 지금 이모탈 적이고 뭐 이모탈 세켈이 간지난다. 뱀파이어 같이 생겼네. 부담 가면 하루가스 그쵸 잘 안 쓰죠. 80단 이상 빌드에 따라 좀 차이가 나실 수 있는데
시간이 더 필요해.
제가 생각했을 때 하루가스에서 일반 갑옷으로 갈아타는 시기는 그러니까 일반 갑옷의 옵션도 보셔야 되잖아요. 아이고 죽었다. 그게 그거예요. 일반 갑옷에서는 보통 총방어도나 피해 감소류를 챙기시거든요. 야만용사는 경우에 따라 스킬류도 챙길 수 있는데 너무 잘 죽으면 그때 바꾸시면 돼요. 애들이 막 쳐다봤는데 죽었다. 너무 아파서 사냥이 잘 안 된다. 그러면 제 기준에선 그때 바꾸시면 될 것 같아요.
좀 더 기다려야 해.
이거 아이템 먹는 게 빡세 이거는. 이모탈? 계속 이모탈 얘기야? 왜 그래? 쟤네도 얘기해야지. 안 그래 형님? 죄어 오는 족수 그거 찍어야 되는데. 없네? 아 이건 문양 저기 이름이구나. 기백. 되겠다. (97) 소용돌이인데 60단 최대예요. 형님 일단 레벨하고 그 명망 작업 다 하셨나요? 형님들이 자꾸 삽소리 언제까지. 명망 다 하셨어요? 정복자 모드까지? 오케이. 랩업을 하셔야 하고 이게 사실 네. 소용돌이면 딜이 안 나와서 죽으시는 게 아니라 돌다가 죽으시는 거 아니에요? 중독 피감, 영역 소모 감소, 힘 제감. 눅두루? 안 쓴대요. 툭. 안 씁니다. 툭. 제가 알기로는 템이 제감 행적 보강대감 보강 비감, 중독 비감 이건가요? 유령들이 쳐다보면 죽어요. 돼지방패 기본 공속 쿨감. 그러면 이제 피가 문제죠. 그때부터는. 아, 맞다. 뭐 올려야 되지? 보자. 민첩 올려주고. 이모탈 언제까지 얘기해?
짐이 너무 무거워.
한방보가 목결이 정결이요. 근데 여기 그거를 일단 방어기술 등급이 붙으면 좋고 제감 있어야죠. 아픈데? 근데 이게 사실 종결이라고 얘기하시는 건 백단 트라이 목적으로 얘기를 하시는 거면 완전 모든 옵션은 다 방어적으로 가야죠. 스킬에서도 방어 기술 등급, 그리고 재감, 분노 소모량 감소, 거기에 이제 뭔가 추가적인 부분. 그게 아니면 뭐 아니야, 살았어. 요. 괜찮아.
기다려야 해.
아니, 일단 제가 생각했을 때 60 후반 뭐 이런 때는 레벨 100을 찍으시는 게 좋아요. 이상한 건 아니고 그 막 드루이드 거 보고 막 원래 우리 야만용사는 헛된 꿈을 꾸면 안 돼. 정석대로 가야 돼. 레벨 100을 찍으셔야 되고. 그러니까 증강적으로. 그리고 그 고단을 깨고 싶으신 거면 사실 그 몬스터에 대한 패턴이나 이런 것도 좀 파악을 하는 게 좋아요. 그러니까 그 세팅이 좀 미흡하다고 하면. 그쵸. 야마는 진짜 지금 자체로 봤을 때는 자체 페널티를 가지고 하는 거기 때문에
더 기다려야 해.
저도 진짜 그걸로 97단인가까지 막 트라이 하고 막 그랬거든요. 한계가 명확하게 있어. 힘들어. 깰 수 있는 그게 있어. 형님이 똑같이 뭐 50단, 60단이라 얘기해도 저는 뭐 어떤 거는 막 65단도 못 깼는데 어떤 거 막 70단 깨고 막 그랬거든요. 일단은
시간이 더 필요해.
한방 컷이 안 나면 돼요.
좀 더
세팅을 딱 하셨을 때 한방 컷이 안 나면 세대 제가 봤을 때 100렙에 70 중후반에서 세대까지 버틴다 그러면 괜찮은 거예요. 물약 별로 안 먹어도 된다 그럼 진짜 세팅 잘하신 거고. 아 퇴근하셨어요? 자리 지금 형님 저기 라이브 스트림 보러 가셔가지고 한 자리 있어요. 98단 15타까지 어마어마하시네. 그러니까 그 형님 형님 잠깐만 내가 파티장이 아니어가지고 초대가 아니고 그치? sorry 잠깐 오케이 됐어. 이제 하면 돼요. 정리 한번 하시고 갈게요. 그 야만으로 100단을 깨신 형님들이 다 신단으로 깼어요. 보면은 거의 대부분 분들이 신단으로 깨셨어. 나도 패기 있게 뭣도 모르고 그냥 했다가 이제 되는 줄 알고 했다가 아주 시게 피 봤지. 100단을 깨고 싶으면 지금은 드루이드를 하는 게 맞아요. 편하게 깨고 싶으면. 내가 이렇게 얘기하고 싶진 않았는데 그렇더라고. 그리고 깨진돌 많으니까 버리고. 디아블로4 이제 나오나요? 신단으로 가려고 했는데 신단이 뭐예요? 신단 몇이네요. 아직 안 나와요? 오케이. 깨진돌 38 이거는 뽑아놓자. 깨진돌이 많이 나오네. 약간 학급 이상인가? 나오는 것 같은데? 나오지. 오케이. 잠깐만요. 한번 보고 가자.
Today we fight true.
뭐야, 한국말도 아니야.
Holy name. Blessed be the light.
찬송가? 그치. 어우야, 너무 좋아. 으쌰. 진짜. 오케이. 네, 유튜브 채팅창을 꺼놓고 있었네요. 세상에. 이나리우스 남편 입장. 오, 야, 와우.
I have returned to hell for you.
오케이.
And we're back.
What happened to the awkward hello? You're supposed to go, hello.
That's going to be my intro
I'm
for
technically
everything.
not back.
Wait.
Well, you are technically back. I mean, you were in other streams and other times.
Correct.
I'm not back. I'm new.
이제 뭐라고 막 얘기를
Tim is
하네.
new. Tim also has the best voice in the world. So Tim is just going to talk for the rest of the stream. And-
이제 나오는가?
Maybe you should
웃음이
ask
나네. 형님 아직 진정해. 시작도 안 했어. 형님 아직 시작도 안 했어.
Developers. We have Tim is introduced you.
미치겠네.
I'm one of the lead producers on Diablo4, specifically focused.
아 가운데님 바뀌었어?
I say that because if you ask me questions outside of the season's context,
나 왼쪽 아저씨랑 왼쪽 할아버지랑 포옹도 했단
More
말이야.
than one season.
trying to build more
우리
than
한번 얘기는 들어주자.
More than one season.
어.
That's going to be we're revealing that.
Or
네, 로든 퍼거슨 나 포옹도 했다고 얘기 한번 들어주자니까.
Wait, we're supposed to be thinking about job security? Damn it.
And we have a familiar face.
Joey P.
Yes, I'm Joe Pipora. I'm the associate game director for the live service, and I'm excited to talk about season 1 today. At last.
But first.
But first.
Oh, but first. That's right.
Because Adam has built everything possible to talk about except the season.
We can never start talking about seasons until we talk about something else first. But there are cool things to actually talk about.
Correct. We, obviously it's been a little over a month since Diablo4's launched.
It's only been a month.
Is it? Well, if you include
No, but you're right. It is. Like I always the amount of feedback we get.
형님들 번역해요
about, like,
빨리.
hey, this thing, and you're like, it's been like 5 weeks. Like, yeah,
번역해.
Exactly.
So-
It has been a month, a little bit more than a month since Diablo4 has
Wait,
actually
how did you
launched.
guys get a season done in 4 weeks? That's incredible.
We started it well before the game launched.
Oh, that's smart.
We actually released it.
We're extremely good at our job.
Wait, so you
I don't want to get
started?
in the
오,
weeds.
신났어.
I don't want to get in the weeds, everybody, but like we did start before the game launched to make sure that we could actually release.
I thought you were just
something.
gonna say zombies are really easy to make, and so therefore it was.
Yeah,
oh my
obviously
god.
that's what it is. Okay.
Also, people are saying that your mic is low, Mr. Joey P.
My mic
Yeah,
is low.
so I don't
Okay,
know if
I'll bring it in a little
we'll
bit.
fix that. I promise. Live broadcast, everyone.
I
Live
can
broadcast.
project everybody.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's
can-
going to
He
take.
can start screaming.
Just scream at everybody.
And you haven't seen
So I
Joey P
interrupted.
scream. Sorry.
You're talking
Sorry.
about the 5 week. I was just shocked by the 5 week thing, but anyway. So yes, it's been 5
so
weeks.
obviously it's been 5 weeks since we launched. We've had numerous updates to the game, hotfixes,
빌드의
patches,
장면은
fire chat in between.
형님
where
왜
we talked
그래?
about,
어?
even a big update that was coming before season
13
1.
page.
Yes,
patch
13
notes?
page, which people are like, well, that must have been like 14.5, double spaced. And I'm like, maybe it was. But it still was very big. It was like 11 pages and it went on the actual site. But we've addressed a lot of feedback and everything related to the game. We still have more feedback that we're actually going to be addressing. And I will say that later this afternoon, there is going to be another patch, climb patch, surprise, spoilers, or announcement. We will have patch 104. That's going to be hitting all platforms later this afternoon.
안녕하세요.
There will be patch notes posted this afternoon. Very much not as chonky as 103, but it does address additional feedback and issues that people have been reporting over to us in the
got
actual
one?
patch notes.
Come on, put you on the spot.
Funny enough, do I actually have this printed out?
I don't think you can say that 1.04 is coming this afternoon and not give an example of something we're fixing in 1.04.
기밀
I know that they
유출하네.
are actually doing a gameplay fix in regards to, or a gameplay
디아블로
adjustment
시작한 지 한 달
to,
됐는데 피드백이
Helltide
많았다.
chests, so that Helltide chest will now actually drop unique items.
Yeah, have the chance to drop unique items, but yes.
Sorry. Have a chance, not like a guarantee.
So
Yeah.
it's relaxing,
Now that's quoted, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
but
So that's
아, 우리 열심히 소통하면서 잘하고 있는데 뭔 개소리 하냐고요?
I thought they already could drop uniques with Helltide chests, so I was mistaken there.
Yeah.
진짜 그런 얘기를
So
했단 말이지?
there are some content types that the rewards are not dropping like unique items from it. So like
그 패치에 있는 내용 말고 딴 거 얘기 좀 해주라고.
Unique items when you turn in for those.
Didn't know that either.
But I think that there's opportunities for us to continue to like try to expose this more as we talk about these things moving forward. But yeah, this is an opportunity now. We want to make sure that when players are trying to target farm for certain kinds of uniques for their builds they need to grab in order to bring those things online,
수수상자에서
that those whisper caches really can be used as a way to or not whisper caches, the tortured gifts you can get from the Helltides events. Those are really good opportunities to go and try to go for those.
And that's this afternoon. So once 104 goes out, once your uniques can drop in.
That's right.
Helltide chests.
That's right. That's this afternoon.
Yep, and I will say, like, we've been getting, like we've mentioned, I think many times already in this stream, we have been getting a lot of feedback related to bugs, issues, or even just like general gameplay feedback, and it's something that the team has been reading through and getting through, and those are things that, you know, obviously we're addressing as we get through all these different updates in the future and everything.
그러니까 정복자 노드 그거를 좀 해주면 좋을 것
I was making a joke
같은데.
about they started before, like seasons started before we launched, just to try to set expectations. Like we're moving as fast as we can, but we have to move also safely, because if we move too fast, we can kind of vibrate the game out of stability. And so we're trying to be as reactive as we can, but in a safe way, and knowing we have a large backlog of season 1 was already well in flight, and season 2 is also very much well in flight. And so we're trying to make
배고령님
those adjustments.
도전자한테
So we hear the
죽었어?
feedback, so please don't take the
말에 갖다 놔요 빨리.
instantaneous response as in we don't hear you. We hear you. We hear about I want to lock my inventory. We hear you about all the different types of things that you're giving us feedback on, and we appreciate that feedback, and we're doing our best to address it as quickly and as safely as possible. So just trying to manage expectations that sometimes it might feel, but again, it's only been 5 weeks. This is a game that we are going to, we're going to support for years to come. This is a foundation of, we said the launch was the beginning, not the end. And so we're going to be continuing to support this game through many seasons and through expansions and what have you. And so please just allow us some time to catch up and work through our backlog to get to those items that we know that you care about.
And I do want to note that we're, as we were in preseason, we were obviously shooting out a lot of
지금
updates
댓글 못
quickly.
치게
This is something we
막아놨을걸요?
talked about a little bit on the campfire chat, but we are
할
going
수
to get
있나?
into a
아니
more
유튜브는 안 되는
systematic
것
way
같아.
of being able to update the game, so it's not just going to be like
트위치만 되나?
ad hoc, hey, guess what, a new client patch type of thing, unless there's an emergency. But yeah, people start to find a more some familiarity with how we actually update the game around seasons and client patches that may occur, whether they are in between or only on seasons and so forth. So we'll have that actually
피드백을 잘
communicated
듣고 있으니
out,
걱정
and
마시고
people
어떡
then
어떡.
know what to expect going forward when we do have different updates or different patches that actually.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have now talked about things we did in the preseason. We've made a number of changes on the balance side. We've responded to a lot of player feedback. We've got 1.04 coming out later on this afternoon. But Adam, what do the people want to hear about?
Zombies! So we're actually now going to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. But we do want to talk about season 1. Season 1 is coming, and we actually have a really cool trailer to show off before.
그러니까 여기서 우리가 좀 봐야 될 거는 편의성 뭘 업데이트 해줬는지.
I am writing to you because although a great evil is receding from Sanctuary, a new festering curse
뭐 새로운 게 나오나?
its corruption across the
두근
land.
두근 두근.
More dangerous, more malignant than I could have imagined. I have found a way to stop this plague, to rip the dark power of these monsters from their very core and turn it to our advantage in destroying them.
오.
But I cannot
염소 인간의
My
뭔가를
allies have fallen.
어?
My strength is dwindling. The malignant are
직업이 추가되는 건 아니겠죠?
without mercy. I need help. I need you.
I need you. 시즌에 대한 내용인가 보네요.
And there we have it. The first season of Diablo 4 coming out on July 20th. The season of the Malignant. Lots to talk about there. Lots to talk about there. So we're actually going to jump into it. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, a lot of people want to know what's going on. You know, we even teased it on social media yesterday where
20일?
something was corrupting Sanctuary. I guess
뭔가 이제 시즌마다 그 컨셉을 정한다고 했잖아요.
So
컨셉에 대한 내용인 것
the
같은데.
season of the Malignant. So our very first season in the game is going to basically take place after the events of Diablo 4. So after the the redacted and the redacted have happened and the player has finished redacting the redacted, once all that's out of the way, that's when things are really going to kick off in the world of Sanctuary. Kind of step off from that point. And there is a new threat that's basically emerged in Sanctuary. There's this malignance. There's this corruption that's begun to spread throughout like the hearts of the creatures throughout the world, and that's everything from like beasts to humans to demons themselves. Everything in between can be corrupted by this malignance that's beginning to take root and fester inside inside people. And it's basically kind of like it's changing them. Right, it's turning into these bloodthirsty fiends. Effectively, they're going out and trying to destroy everything. It's threatening Sanctuary at a very high level. The player's going to come across a new character that they're going to introduce to.
그러니까 아예 채팅 막아놨어. 나 못 치더라고. 그 시간은 있다는데.
Cormand is an ex member of the Cathedral of Light. He used to be a priest.
그 스토리가 추가가 되는 거죠.
And he's taken it upon himself to start trying to dive deeper into this new malignant threat.
열심히 번역기 들리면서 물어보려고.
These days, following the events of Diablo 4's main campaign, but he's finding himself maybe a little out of his depth. You say, Tim? Like, what do you think about Cormand?
Yeah, he's trying to fix the problem on his own.
악이
and then I
있는.
think when he's not 100% successful, he comes to the player and says, "Hey, you were really helpful in the past. Could I get a hand from you?" So
캐릭터가 새로 나오진 않을 것
very,
같은데.
I think that you'll find like he's a person. Everything in the room is on fire, but he's sitting there like, "I can fix it. You know, we can find a way to solve this, right?" But he's a great new
캐릭은
character.
나중에 확장판으로
But that's really just where things kick off. Now, and players will start the season of Malignant actually in Kyovashad. And they're going to gain access to like the beginning of the story of the season pretty much right away. So you're able to start off right at level 1, like jumping out of the gate and be able to start like following the thread of this new season storyline.
And we're going to talk about the transition from the current Eternal Realm into the season afterwards. We're going to get through the season information first.
Yeah.
Well, then I know people are really curious about what happens to my current character. How do I think about that transition? But we'll get to that after we get through the season details. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. So that's the kind of like the high level like what's happening in the world of Sanctuary.
Theme, right?
That's the
we
theme,
have a
yeah.
seasonal theme with a seasonal
시즌의 컨셉 잡고 스토리가 나오고 그 스토리를 깨면 뭔가 보상을 주고.
So what's the mechanics that we're looking at?
We're trying to add more stuff to seasons that appeal to everything that a player does in Diablo 4. So we are adding story, the elements of what you're going to find out about what is actually happening to Sanctuary, but then we want things that are new challenges for the player, things that you can fight that maybe you haven't fought before, as well as new powers, things that you can build your character in a different way.
아까 그러니까 심장을 모아라. 약간 지옥 물결처럼. 프리시즌에는 지옥 물결, 시즌 1에는 심장 모아오기.
We're starting with a mechanic around the threat. So what is the threat? The Malignant. We've been talking about it a lot. Where does the Malignant actually show up?
진짜.
That actually shows up throughout the entire game.
싫어요?
Playing in the world of Sanctuary, anytime you encounter any elite monster, there's a chance that it will spawn as a malignant version of that monster. So that malignant version is going to have these growths on it and some additional power. After you kill it, a heart will actually appear, the exposed heart that was causing this. If you then interact with that heart by using a cage of binding, it now starts a ritual where it's pulling all the malignants upgrades in, and a new, even more powerful version of that elite is spawned.
Yep.
Why would you want this? How does this help you? Well, if you can manage to beat that even more powerful version where you see these other minions are now helping it, these other malignant creatures, now it drops the caged heart. You've actually put all that malignant power into this cage
왜 이렇게
that is
짠해
an
보이냐?
item that you can use that is kind of like a gem. It's like a gem in the sense that you can socket it into gear. It is very much not like a gem. in the sense that it has an enormous amount of power.
네, 아니 뭐 저게
Think of
나와.
a legendary item, the kind
클릭해.
of power that's in there. It's like that, maybe even a little bit more than that. So you can take these malignant hearts, you can socket them into your jewelry, and that gives you these kind of stupid new broken builds that are hopefully balanced, hopefully, but they are extremely powerful. So these are new options of how you can play the game.
Yeah, so this is really cool, right? So one of the things we really want to do with each season, to Tim's point, is we want to make sure that we're providing new ways for players to engage with Diablo 4. New
아니 아까 저기로만 봤을 때는
ways for them to customize their characters and kind of do new cool
끼어
stuff.
있었던 것
And
같네.
that's what malignant
그러니까
hearts and the powers associated with malignant hearts
그러니까
really allow us to do.
클릭하면 몬스터
So
주변의
one of these
몬스터가
things, so
활성화가
yes,
이렇게
you can take
되면서
malignant heart that you've managed to collect from one of the consumed that you managed to kill, one of these super malignant creatures that you've killed this way, and you can socket them into your gear. We have 32 new. I'm not gonna say like over 30. We have 32 new malignant powers.
You know exactly how many now.
Technically, it's 32. So we have 32 new malignant powers are going out this way. These are new legendary power-like abilities. You can see this one here: critical strikes, electrically charged creatures for a set amount of damage. So these are like there's a lot of really powerful things like this that you'll be able to kind of like interact with over the course of time. But each of the malignant hearts you're collecting are actually like a category. They're associated with a color. So like brutal hearts, for example, or like have a blue color to them, and they'll only go in infested sockets you'll find on rings and jewelry during the season of the malignant of a matching color. So when you're hunting for when you're finding new amulets and rings or gambling at the Opal's vendor, whatever it is you want to do, you're kind of looking for specific socket colors.
Or if you're getting a unique ring from the new Helltide chest rewards as you're playing from the one.
That's right. If you happen to luck out and get Mother's Embrace because you need another Mother's
저
Embrace.
옵션도 아까 보니까 고정업은 아닌 것 같은데.
Like with the so there's 3 different types of color sockets. Yes.
There's 3 different types of colored sockets, but there's 4 different types of malignant hearts.
고정업인가?
Well, okay, I guess I will. So the last malignant heart type is called
보자.
basically wrathful. It's like extremely powerful malignant heart type. They're very
그치,
rare.
2.89 세컨드?
They will
막
fit in
저게
any
숫자가
colored socket as you go.
운동업이 있을 것 같지 않나요? 그쵸?
And you kind of want a combination of all of this.
레벨도
Even
있네.
though the wrathfuls are pretty strong, you're really only looking to probably have like 1 or 2 of these based on what you might actually need for your build, over the course of time. So it's fun, you really want to be able to experiment with, again, creating these different problems for players to solve, different ways for players to engage with things, and really change up that experience
연동
by
옵션이
virtue of adding
있는
these new powers. They can
약간
unlock
잼
different
같은
builds
거를.
potentially for classes, to Tim's point, and just basically be like a really fun, exciting new way for players to kind of inject new power into the experience.
But you're looking for so can the jeweler, when the jeweler right now can add a socket to, a piece of jewelry?
Yeah.
Are they able to add colored sockets, or are those only
So you can't
found?
choose the color, but anytime a ring would roll with a socket when the season of malignant starts, it's always going to have a color associated with it. There's not you couldn't get just a regular jewel socket.
But even a jeweler created one? Like if I have a ring with no socket, when I do the jeweler, it'll be colored?
It'll always be colored. Yeah,
so
it'll
you
always
do
be an
that,
infested socket in this way.
Got it.
Yeah.
But that's true for unique. So if I'm looking for I have a unique ring, like you talked about, but I want the blue version. I could find a unique with the red socket, and I could find it with a yellow socket. So I'm looking for blue. So there'll
you might be
multiple versions of the uniques as well, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fun new stuff to look forward to, and that's just, we showed in the video earlier, the player fighting a malignant creature. There's a chance for, as Tim pointed out, there's a chance for all kinds of elites out there in the world to be malignant in nature, which makes them a little bit more powerful. But then when you kill them and you go and you actually use the Cage of Binding to capture their heart, then you fight that super consume, the consume version. It's that's gonna be buffing nearby monsters. It spawns a bigger combat in that scene. There's more to look forward to, and those get tougher and tougher. And you want to fight higher and higher level versions of those in higher world tiers to get even better versions of those hearts.
Yeah, so you can get stronger versions of the hearts as you
옵션
get
자체가 아주 다양하지 않으면 디아2는
does that mean the old
주얼 같은 느낌이네요.
crappy hearts that I got earlier are those uses?
반지의 구멍을 뚫으면 색깔이 생겨서.
as well to get a crafting material
색깔까지 그거를 랜덤으로 한다고?
including invokers. So invokers are something that you can use a little bit further on. Once you finish the campaign of Season 1, you will unlock the ability to go and use these at a
악이
specific
넘치는
place
시리즈.
called a malignant tunnel. So if you are
By the way,
trying to...
that's also the name of my colonoscopy.
Okay.
There we go. And
it's a serious thing when you're over 50.
This is,
you should know
and
that.
this, and this is when
That is a good point. So if you have a
my-
malignant tunnel, you should get yourself checked out.
So in the world of Sanctuary, when we say malignant
위상-
tunnel, we mean, hey, I'm a player and I want to
그치, 그치.
I actually want to get
하나의
more of these
위상
cards,
더
but it's
붙일
just
수
a
있는
random
느낌의 보석?
chance on elites
근데
out in the
색깔이
world.
맞는 것만 또
Where can
붙일
I
수 있는 거면
intentionally
되게
find more of them?
까다롭겠다,
There are these
생각보다.
malignant tunnels. So there are actually places across the world where the malignance is manifesting in these new dungeons. So if you specifically want to go find more malignant hearts, you can hunt down these tunnels.
Yep.
You can go in and, hey, there are more malignant there. So there's a higher chance of finding malignant monsters there. And if you want to guarantee it, man, I really need a very specific type of malignant heart. How do I make that even more likely? That's when you take your crafted invoker.
난 저게 번역이 뭐라고 돼서 나올까 너무 궁금한데.
And you can use it on a malignant outgrowth. When you use it on that outgrowth, it now spawns that specific type of malignant. It's going to have the color
그쵸,
associated
뭐
with it.
정리하면
Heart you're
뺑뺑이
trying to
열심히
find.
돌아라. 우리
Kill that, and
컨텐츠
you're
열심히
going
해라.
to
뭐
get
이런
the
느낌?
specific heart. So there's a little bit more targeted farming you can do as you approach the end game of Season 1.
Actually, I have like, if go to the C video, it will be able to show you the going into an evoker event where you can go in and sort of, which I've heard called the turkey baster from hell, basically, is what an evoker looks like.
It does kind of, yes. I don't, that wasn't the like art direction on it, but yeah, that's where we ended up.
Yeah, at the end of these malignant tunnels, you're going to find that there are these kind of these masses of malignants that you can go and interact with, and each of the
That's the
tunnels
one we
has
wanna watch.
a few different ones that can potentially spawn different colors of malignant outgrowth that can spawn from those. So it gives you those opportunities to go and like really target farm, as Tim's pointed out, like certain kinds of malignant hearts as the players progress through the
아,
experience.
그
So
사냥터에
why don't you show,
들어가서
like, we were just showing it.
선택을 할 수 있는
Show the
거예요.
one you were just showing, because that was the invoker event.
어떤
So basically,
심장으로
there's a growth. You get to the end of the
거지?
tunnel. There's a. You're able to basically, essentially, requesting a monster of a particular color. Yes, you're saying like, I want a blue heart. A chance to get a blue heart by trying to defeat the blue monster. Yeah?
That's right.
그래도 도박은 하게 해도 부위는 선택할 수 있게 해주겠다. 그런 건가요? 지하실이네.
So yeah, something we're very excited
So
about.
basically, they use an invoker on this.
골라봐. 필요한 게 뭐야?
That's right. Yeah, the
보라색,
outgrowths from this malignant
가자,
mass.
콜.
Which then creates a blue monster for you to fight. You have to take that down, which will then. So does this one go through the same mechanic where I have to kill it, try to capture heart to kill
Yeah,
the harder thing?
when this thing pops up after you kill this one, you don't actually have to capture it. You're fighting the powerful version of it like immediately.
That's what I was asking. Yeah, so you don't have to do the 1-2.
That's right.
Got it. So that's nice. So it's kind of a little like the sigil crafting, where you basically, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm not using right now. I can craft it
빨간
down
유지
so that I can
실패.
focus what malignant hearts I want. Because maybe my build, I know I want a brutal heart, but I haven't running into any blue malignants out there in the world. So now I can go into a malignant tunnel, fight my way to the end, have an opportunity to use the invoker to create a blue malignant to go after its heart. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Roger's called it out.
그러면 지하실도 다닐 저기가
That's all I'm here to do
있겠네요.
is summarize.
That's good.
He's like, I will take everything you said, summarize it into 2 sentences. And I know, like, obviously with the story and so forth, there are like new, like a new boss and so forth
Yeah, there's
associated
new, but
with
we're
it.
not really talking
We're
about
not
the boss
that
too much today,
redacted,
but
but
yes,
yes.
It's worth calling out, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is worth calling.
there's new boss monster for players to fight over the course of the season. There are new legendary items for players to collect this season.
Correct.
There's
Yes.
new
저게
features,
아까
legendary
지금
powers
화면상으로는
set,
레벨이
items
낮은데
for players to collect.
Now those
컨텐츠를
unique
진행을
legendaries
했는데
and,
그럼 보석은 앞으로
uniques.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for that. Those are not
조금
just in the
활용도가
season one,
떨어지려나?
right? Are those things that are
초반에만
also
쓰고.
That's right. Those will also show up in the Eternal Realm. So yeah,
Exactly.
if you're a player
시즌별로
who's
새로운
trying to
보스들이
progress your character in the Eternal Realm, there's now a few new items for you to go try to hunt for and use to kind of augment and change your build.
This is the moment where I can do the producer thing.
Okay, yeah,
So
please.
you probably saw before on the screen when we looked at the cinematic. It was awesome. And we said July 20th. Oh my God, there it is. The day it's coming out. We are actually putting out the patch a little bit earlier. So just for awareness, so everyone
새로운
knows.
전설
You're going to see
위상이
your game patching on July 18th. That is all of the stuff coming to you that is going to turn on July 20th.
Balance changes, the new items.
Yeah. So July 18th is actually anything that shows up on the Eternal Realm is there right away. If you just want to continue playing the game as normal on your existing characters or a new Eternal character if you want. July 18th, the new Legendaries and Uniques that they were just talking about will be available to you on the Eternal Realm, as well as any other improvements, balance changes, rewards changes that we've made. Those will be there right away on July 18th.
스탠에서는 못하고 시즌에서만 하고 그렇게?
Seasonal characters.
I think it's like going back to managing expectations. I think one of the things we've been trying to be really clear about with seasons is that it is not a continuation of the main
새로운
campaign
이상
storyline.
보스는
Like we've been using, trying to use phrases like
그러면은 저기서 즐길 수 있는 건 시즌에서 즐길 수 있는 건 그 심장 컨텐츠.
is a big, you know, is obviously the journey you're on, but it's not about the Anarias Lilith journey. It's not extending that story. It's sort of a side story inside the open world.
Yeah, it just takes place after the events of Diablo 4. But you're absolutely right. You know, this is a new self-contained story within the season of Malignant, which is great because it just gives us it affords us a lot of opportunities to tell an exciting story and to create like these new big features to kind of go along with that and support it.
그런 거 아니야? 그냥 우리 인장 제작 퀘스트 오픈되는 것처럼 NPC 하나 뚝 놔두고 나 앞으로 심장을 모아오세요 하고 그 NPC 역할 끝나고 그 다음 뺑뺑이 돌면서 심장 모으러 다니고 그거 아니야?
We went from golf to T-ball really fast, yeah.
NPC 역할은 그게 끝 아니야?
Obviously, with season 1, we're going to bring out the journey feature, which I know we've talked a little bit about on stream before. But
모아오는 게 아니라 그냥 그 콘텐츠를 해금해주는 역할인 거지.
It's this, but without redacted all over it now.
아따 힘 썼다.
So this is
no top secret.
Yeah, so this is the battle pass.
퀘스트 주고 걔는 역할은 끝나는 거지.
And then going into here, you'll see the season journey.
Battle pass,
And
season
again,
pass.
so the season journey is separated into 7 chapters. You know, and like these major chapters, and each of those chapters has a number of objectives inside each of them in order to allow you to progress that chapter.
And you don't have to do all of them?
You don't have to do all of them. You have to do a subset of them.
챕터 리워드로 보상으로.
So I think it's really cool. So like objective to objective, you're going to be earning
그게 백그마 아닌가요? 그 약간 캐시?
But you're also for your chapter completion moments, you're getting big drops of that favor that's going to be used like an experience point value for your battle pass. But you're also going to be getting some like item rewards, and importantly, you're going to be unlocking new legendary aspects. Ones you can't normally get through the Codex of Power, through like dungeon completion, and also many of our new legendary aspects we're adding in the season. If you're playing in the seasonal realm, you can collect that for your Codex of Power by going to the season.
보상이 다
So it's a great way
백그마인데?
for you to introduce yourself to some of these new things as you're kind of playing through.
Yeah, I love this. Like
또
one of the things
백그마
that's hard
맞죠?
about, for people who know Diablo 3 and its sort of journey.
Hold on, wait. Do you love this?
I love this.
Oh, that actually feels really good to hear.
I love this.
챕터별로.
The notion around like I like the fact that the subset aspect of it, because I know there are certain things. I'll pick a stupid example. It's like maybe I hate sellers for some reason. I'm a seller hater, and so I never want to complete a seller. Then the fact that I can advance chapter 1 to go to chapter 2 without ever doing what lurks below, I think that's great, because that's like I find you get into situations. I have other games where they're like, you must do this thing that you really don't want to do in order to progress, and the fact that I don't have to do that here, that I can choose a subset of things to continue my progress, I think is really smart.
Yeah, I think it's really good to hear. It's one of the things we really want to do is make sure that, like the base example of this, like really like letting players use our fields of hatred as opportunities to kind of like progress their characters instead of a season. But we don't, and we want to include that
Which
in
is
the
the
season
PvP
journey,
fields,
which is the PvP content in the game. But we don't want to make that like a requirement that you must go do this content in order to progress your season journey. We want to give players the option to do this if they choose.
One thing I do want to call out here as well with the season journey, and I think you're going to call it out in some other places, is that it can be confusing to players initially that you go to this Battle Pass screen, you click on the season journey button. Do I have to buy the Battle Pass to get this? No. Everyone has access to the season journey. This is a base feature that everybody is engaging with. Actually, everybody has access to the Battle Pass too. You're engaging with, even if you never pay a cent, you are engaging with the Battle Pass. You're getting free stuff.
In the seasonal realm.
In the seasonal realm.
Yes, and the
Ron has always reminded me to say that. In the seasonal realm, this stuff exists. There is no season journey if you're not in the season. That's very important. It only exists there. There's no battle pass if you're not in the season.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So yeah, that's the essentially the way the season journey works. Those final objectives, those final chapters are really tough to complete. You can get some like special like cosmetics, like special like title and things towards the end of that path. So we're excited to see players like engage with it and for us to continue to support it in future seasons.
And so we saw that the season journey
목표가 그러면
grants you a lot of
배틀
favor
패스의
to go towards your battle pass, but you also earn favor just out of the world killing
목표와
stuff.
게임
That's right.
플레이하는
Anything that's
목표가
kind of like
조금
killing monsters, completing
방향이
like
같아지겠네요.
dungeons and things like all of these things will be earning you favor as you
캠페인
kind of play through the season.
퀘스트를 패스한다고
Right.
하더라도
Experience points as your chance to give you that favor as well.
So if you have never played the
그리고
campaign yet, like you're about to
지금
buy
저기
the game
프리라고
for
돼
the first
있는
time
게
with the
이제
season, for example,
모든
right?
유저들이 받을 수
I'll
있는
be
거고
like,
그게
okay, I'm a
아닌
seasoned
게
character, I'm going to play the campaign. The
그
fact that
우리 같은
while
후보
I'm playing the
에디션
campaign, I'm
구매하신
killing stuff,
형님들이
I'm still
받을
earning
수 있는
favor. Like this stuff is still
거겠죠?
sort of progressing in the background, right? In
That's
terms of,
absolutely correct.
I just won't run into any malignant until I finish the campaign.
아직도 후보 에디션 안 산 사람 있나? 말 줘, 말. 좋네, 말.
You will be earning favor as you're killing monsters and doing things during the campaign. But a lot of those, and you can also progress your
그래,
season
말을 바로
some of those
주는데
objectives
접니다.
by
그게
requiring
바로
you to go and
접니다.
interact with season features that aren't available until after the
튕겼냐고요?
events of the Diablo4 main campaign.
And that's probably one of the big things to be clear about. I know we'll talk
튕겼다.
about transition later, but
이거
in
보고 다시
terms of,
들어야겠다.
getting access to the mechanic, the idea of talking to corpsmen, capturing
아니
malignant
형님
cards,
근데
having rings with
생각보다 잘
colored socket or
뽑혔는데
two-ring
드루이드한테
colored
입혀놓으면
socket.
잘
That stuff all
뽑혀져
takes
있을지 잘
place
모르겠네.
post-campaign.
That's
And
correct.
so if you haven't beat the campaign yet, you're not going to run into these seasonal mechanics.
Yeah, you won't fight malignant creatures, for example, while you're going through the campaign on the seasonal realm, but you will shortly thereafter. So one of the things you can do, and I know we're going to talk about this, and we keep saying we're going to talk about this, and then we talk about it anyway. But like, so I would say like, one of the things you can do to get ready for the season is to make sure you finish your campaign playthrough. Diablo4, jump in.
저 입혀놓는다고 저 사이즈가 나오진 않잖아.
And dive right into the seasonal story and content immediately.
And that's forevermore. That's one thing we tried to say is that once you complete the campaign,
그냥 벗기고
one character
다니기나.
on your
Yeah, one
account,
character, one
for every
time.
season moving forward, for any character you create moving forward, you can skip campaign and start off in Kyovashad level 1 off. Well, and
Not always.
형님 진짜 멀티가 안 돼가지고.
Is that the only
Foreshadowing.
thing that we can be doing to prepare
well,
for
we should
season
get to
one?
we should get to the battle pass. So the favor, so you have favor flowing because you're playing the game.
You're playing the game because you're doing your season journey objectives. You're getting even
And
more
I was
of
going to
it.
say you're getting more, and the favor is really flowing because I'm completing the season journey objectives. And so that favor is feeding into your progress on the battle pass, whether you've chosen to just have the free battle pass or whether you've chosen to upgrade it to a premium battle pass, correct?
That's absolutely correct.
So can we go back to the screen? Because I think it's one of the things. What we highlight here is part of the thing is kind of, we use the term, why would I want to complete the battle pass?
그럼 약간 그렇게 나오지 않을까요?
You could look like this.
아까 그 NPC가 그냥 말 걸고 끝나는 게 아니라 우리가 말 받으려면 1부터 3까지 깨야 됐었잖아. 너무 귀엽다 말. 그래서 그가 주는 퀘스트를 아예 클리어를 해야 그 심장 모으는 컨텐츠가 뭔가 이렇게 해금이 되는 거죠. 근데 이제 빈센트 형 얘기하시는 것처럼 그렇게는 안 해도 되는 거지.
Like what we're showing off here, like the arson's tunic. We have some things that are like these. And this is actually one of our free cosmetics. Actually,
그런 느낌이긴. 방금 봐버렸어. 방금 드루이드 봐버렸어. 방금 드루이드 봐버렸어.
This is like the awoken cold iron stuff. Is like some of like the real changing cosmetics.
안 보여주려고 되게 0.1초 만에 지나간 것 같은데
One of the
봐버렸어.
things that, like, if you notice either the role-playing armor, like the artisan tunic,
네.
or the
혹시나
helmet,
역시나
is that one of the
적시나.
big things about the battle pass is that unlike the shop, the battle pass, all of the cosmetics are class agnostic. So
듬직하네요.
we have a preview for all 5 classes, so you can see what it looks like on a barbarian, what it looks like on a druid, what it looks like on a necromancer, and those sorts of things. And that's one of the nice things about the battle pass is everything you're earning on the battle pass is class
진짜.
agnostic.
Yeah, for those transmogs.
The exception is the transmog weapons. There are transmog weapons on there that are class specific, just because classes
can
only
only
equip
use
certain
specific,
weapons.
yeah.
So if your class
네.
can equip that weapon, then you have access to
아,
it.
또 튕기셨어요?
Just to reinforce, I think it was already expressed, but
형님 먼저 하고
there are
계셔요.
lots of free things on the battle pass. If you pay to upgrade it to the premium battle pass, what you're gaining access to are a bunch of additional cosmetic things.
Yeah.
So the only thing you're getting access to by paying is that additional cosmetic unlock. So there's really, really cool stuff, some on the early end, and then especially on the tail end of it, that's what you're buying into. But the free version...
Keep going. I'm getting ready to transition.
Okay. The free version
I know where I want to go after you.
still has some very cool unlocks. And anything related to, well, you wanted to talk more about blessings, right?
Well, that's what they're saying with the free side. Like, so we were saying there's 27 free tiers in the Battle Pass, and part of those 27 free tiers are smoldering ashes that you can get based on the level you are in the game and that you've progressed with favor. And what do those smoldering ashes get you?
So these smoldering ashes the player will collect in the battle pass are, as you called out, like they're on the free track of the battle pass. You need to be you have a character of a certain level in order to be able to actually use them. So they're kind of like they're rate limited that way. We'll take those and you'll be able to use those and apply them to the seasonal blessings system.
Right.
And here, we can
Season
actually
blessing.
So here are the places where, as the players collecting
저게
these,
그거였어요.
ashes,
시즌마다
they can invest them here to give all of their
축복
characters on the seasonal
여서
realm kind of like this advantage.
막 경험치 받게 해주고 막 그런 거였던 것 같아요. 그러니까 시즌마다 받을 수 있는 영구적인 버프 같은 느낌.
Right, and you can looks like I'm assuming that I don't know if it's linear or not, but if I would assume it was linear,
시즌마다 있는 명망인가? 그쵸. 시즌 명망 아니야? 시즌 명망? 버프 명망.
That's right. Yeah, we want to make this just be an extra little fun little thing for players to chase as they're going through the season to kind of help them like boost their characters up a little bit more quickly as they kind of get deeper and deeper into progression to the season and give them a few different advantages to play with while they're playing through.
So if I were to max out with my smoldering ashes,
보면은 경험치 부스트 첫 번째 게, 두 번째 게
I can basically take my 30-minute elixir
골드, 약간 금화진가?
So getting that
세 번째 건 뭐야?
boost. Maybe for me it's the extra 200 thorns and the 200 armor.
저 뭐지?
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, and give you boosts to like get more opportunities to earn like the or better malignant heart drops that can occur for you as you're playing.
And these are available to
세
everyone
번째 거 뭔가요?
who's in the seasonal realm because it's part of the free track.
Yes.
And they are
네
limited
번째
based on,
거는
they're also limited based on level of the player.
물량 뭐 같은데?
Someone were to use
물량?
tier skips, even though they might get to the tier that says free smoldering ashes, it doesn't actually unlock until you get
안녕하세요,
Yeah,
게마드님.
for example, like the first ash that you unlock in the
그러니까
battle
저거는
pass,
사실
it's tier
무조건 해야
50
되는
tier.
거지.
Yeah, and it has a level 40 character requirement as an example.
명망
So
작업이지,
really
시즌
clear,
명망
like,
작업.
You will be able to use this in time, but immediately
물약
like,
시간
you
단축.
progress your character and continue to level up, and then you'll be able to use that accordingly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can kind of do my little summary thing. So basically, what we said, so we have a seasonal theme of the malignant, which has the mechanic of capturing malignant hearts and putting it into jewelry. We use that to complete our season's journey. Our season journey is rewarding us favor. Our favor, we're then putting into the battle pass to get really cool cosmetics and transmogs, but also based on our level and our tier in the battle pass, we'll get smoldering ashes. We can use those smoldering ashes to apply a season's blessing, which allows us to use those urns and get sort of perks for during just this season that we've unlocked.
형님들
So the free person's experience.
정신 차리셔야 됩니다.
You are still getting a lot of
지금
power.
시즌 1 때 뭐 하는지 설명하고 있는데 우리 편의성 업데이트 뭐 해주는지 봐야 돼요. 넘어가면 안 돼.
And then if you want to spend money, just reinforcing that.
끝난다고? 지금 마무리 멘트 하는 거야?
They're amazing cosmetics. I am
편의성 업데이트 해준다며.
But there's no power that comes from them. They are transmogs. They are not actual items. It's just a transmog you can place on your armor to look cool.
지금 첫
They
번째
don't actually cause things to light on
시즌
fire.
컨셉 얘기했고 배틀 패스 얘기했고 축복 얘기했어요. 시즌 블레싱.
Anything that if you do pay for a battle pass, all the paid items are going to be cosmetics.
난 편의성 개선 어떻게 할 건데?
And if you bought the deluxe or the ultimate edition, this you already will have a ability to make that a premium battle pass. It still doesn't. So that's great for them.
님 졸리면 한숨 자요.
Let's talk a little bit about the transitional side of it. In terms of how I go into this or what happens. So there's a couple of different things. There's like one is like there's a need. So there's a question. I guess we should talk about renown. Like one of the big things that we hear the most about is, hey, I spent a lot of time, and I know I did too. I completed all my renown objectives. I've got full everything, and now I hear, oh, I have to reroll my character in season. Do I have to go find all the altars of Lilith? Do I have to go all clear the fog of war again?
Yeah, so I know we've talked about this in stream before, but it definitely bears repeating. So like when season 1 goes live, players are going to be able to go basically carry over like all of the fog of war that they've cleared. So everything, all the world they've explored on their characters in each of the
서로 얘기하고 있어요? 그거 말고 편의성 개선 뭐 했냐고.
As well as all the renown you have earned from all of that.
지금
the screen. So basically, where we see areas discovered.
Yeah.
Let's say I've actually Okay, we'll say this is this person.
Yeah.
So right now they've got 30 areas discovered, which is worth 150 renown.
Right.
So what's going to happen is in the season, I'm going to have 30 areas clear inside of Kyrgyzstan, and I will have 150 renown already in the bank. And it will have unlocked whatever 150 renown will have unlocked.
Absolutely right. Yep, absolutely right. So you're going to have that, and you're also going to have already collected all of your altars of Lilith that you've got from your partner account as well.
The same thing here. So I will have 12 will be appearing on my map immediately, and I will have 120 renown in the bank with my other 100. So I'll have 270 renown already earned, waiting for me to claim when I fire up the season.
That's absolutely correct. So these are the advantages you get to start with, and like if you look at like all of the renown you can collect from discovering all of the areas and from getting all of your altars of Lilith, is going to get you in each of the
맵은
zones.
유지? 변경 안 한다는 거죠?
Through the first 2 tiers, a little bit of the way through the 3rd tier,
Right.
for each of the zones.
맵을
So you can
유지해
start with,
준다는
like,
게
if you start
안개를
at
거쳐준다는
level 1 on
건가요?
day 1 of the new season with a brand new character, you'll start, and you've done all of this work with your previous characters and previous playthroughs. You'll have 5 skill points to play with, and then 5 extra potion charges. So you'll be at sitting at 9 potion charges.
At
right
level
away.
1, you'll have 5 skill points and 9 potions ready to go.
Absolutely. You just claim those things down. You're good to go for the season.
And your map reveal.
And your map
And your
reveal.
map reveal.
So that goes back to what Tim was teeing up earlier. When we think about, hey, I'm excited about the season, I want to prepare for it. I've got, what is it? It's the 6th today?
Today's the 6th.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have 14 days.
14
I have
days.
2 weeks. What should I be doing in these next 2 weeks? And so one was, I better get the campaign done because I really want to
complete the campaign.
fight the malignant. But now, like, if you had places to go to, like, dig deep on clearing the fog and dig deep on finding the altars, because those are going to carry into the season.
Yeah, all of that stuff will carry over with you.
Okay, so then, Tim, how do I think about, I've got 5, 6 alts,
그
my
5개랑 포션
characters now in the
가지고
Eternal Realm. We're talking about carrying over progress based on your, how do I ensure that the progress, like the most progress character, it actually impacts my seasonal character? Like,
Yeah, Tim, tell us.
Yeah, it's a great question. For various technical implementation reasons, we do actually need you to log in on existing characters to kind of self-migrate some of your data with this. So this is something that we implemented based on player feedback that we got. So we put it in as quickly as we could. It is in for season 1, but what we need you to do, once season 1 comes out, actually
근데
once
저
the patch
형
comes out,
되게
you don't have to
피곤해
wait
보인다.
until
눈알이
July 20th.
빨간데?
You can do this on July 18th, which is when the patch goes live. You should log in with characters that have the most progress. If you have a single character you played, or if you have one character that, hey, on this one character I unlocked all the altars and cleared all the fog of war, awesome. You just have to log in with that person.
하나의 캐릭터로 맵을 다 밝히면 다른 애들 부캐는
is going to be
밝혀준다.
propagated across your
밝혀준다.
entire account. It'll be
이런
saved
말인
as,
거죠?
hey, this is just unlocked for your whole account now. At that point, any character you log on, either one of your existing alts or any new character you make in seasons will now have all of that progress. So you have to do it once, but after you've done that, it is now saved to your account. And just to reinforce, the experience you're going to have if you have unlocked all of these things, it takes a little bit of work, but if you've unlocked all of that, when you start that new seasonal character, wow, is that a lot of power. You are going to level pretty fast, because extra 5 skill points, extra 5 potions, you are ridiculously overpowered when you first start playing. Like, that is a lot of extra power.
It will accelerate you as you start.
And because that is a big caveat, like we will be reminding everyone. I'm going to be like literally screaming from the rooftops. I know we will be posting it in our patch notes on that come out for the patch on the 18th, just to remind people that yes, log into your characters beforehand. Even if you log in, like if you jump into the season later on, you can log into those characters with the most amount of progress.
Well,
and so forth.
that's the 2 things we should, because there'll probably be questions. But one is, I don't do
18일에
that.
패치한 다음에
I go on vacation. I'm
제일
not
많이
playing, I
한 걸로
come back, the
접속을 하면
season
그거
started.
기준으로
I can still log in my Eternal Realm character and have all that progress brought to the season.
일과에 적용.
Even after the season started.
시즌
So it's not like,
1에
oh, you only have 18 to 20 to get it those 2 days.
It's there forever. Functionally, from this point forward, anytime you ever log in on a character, it will just check like, hey, does this character have any progress that's not already credited on your account? Cool, I'm now crediting it to your account.
Right. And so and that's for the seasonal. So if I think about the Eternal Realm, for example, my Necromancer has everything. I've got the full bar on renown on all 5.
뭔가 경고 문구 뜨지 않을까?
That's a point of fact.
Humble bragging.
Not humble bragging.
Absolutely.
So for the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk about
So
this.
let's talk about how good my Necromancer is. No, but all I'm saying is I have a Sork that has not had the same level of progress in the world. So after the 18th,
유저들이 좋은
I
말
log
좀
in my
해주면
Necro,
좋은데 맨날 뭐라고
all that progress
하니까
gets put to my
보면서 이제 스트레스
account.
받겠다.
When I go to log in my Sorc next, even on the Eternal Realm, my Sorc will now have all the progress that my Necro has.
Correct.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
And let's say, like, just to dive really deep into this. So let's say that you've got,
I know,
you've got two different
we should do some
characters.
sort of
you've
dev
got-
stream where we can
아마
talk into
메이플 그 버닝 캐릭터 옮기는 것처럼 약간 패치나 이런 내용들을 좀 업데이트 해주지 않을까요? 패치할 때 그것도 안 해주고 이거를 잠수한 패치는 하지 않겠지.
Has found all the Lilith. If I log in on my Fractured Peaks character, and just by doing that, all of that credit will now be transferred to my Skazglen character. When I log into my Skazglen character, all of that credit will be applied to my Fractured Peaks characters. At that point, all of the credit of the progress I made on either of those characters has been propagated to the entirety of my account.
Right. So it becomes an and.
It's not just like it's and. It's not like the one account that has the most stuff and then I want to log into that one. No, you want to log into every account that might have like tons of progress if they've made in different directions. Right.
And I think to just again, hey, let's talk about managing expectations. Some of you might be saying like, wow, that sounds a
그
little
짬바의
And I
여유.
think the point that Tim was trying to make
팔걸이
was,
거쳤습니다.
hey, prior to season 1, we had actually
네,
talked about
대빵
that you
티가
wouldn't have
나네요.
any renown progress carryover. You would have to go find the altars of Lilith. You would have to go clear the fog of war. Like the original plan when launching the game or prior to launching the game, the original plan that there was no transition of state from Eternal Realm to Seasonal Realm as part of this. And so hearing the player feedback as we talked about seasons and hearing the response that we got about what I have to find all the altars again, what I have to clear the map again, and wanting to make sure that
엘리트 재단.
we were listening to the players.
Yeah.
We put in a system that allowed us to do that, but is not the most smoothest, most sophisticated because we were doing it under very tight time constraints as quickly as possible.
Hey, did you want it done?
Yeah,
Did you
exactly.
want it done?
Did you want it
The answer is
done?
I'm
yes,
just
you want it
saying,
done.
I'm just saying, like that wasn't the design from the start was not to do this.
Right.
Log in a character on the 18th and make it pass.
Yeah.
That's what we had to do to make it happen for season 1.
And this was based off of obviously player feedback that we've gotten since launch. So this is us implementing it quickly to address the feedback that you guys have been giving. And then on top of that, I like
아까
a huge shout out
근데
for engineers for getting this all implemented before.
약간
we actually
시네마틱
jump into the season.
시네마틱은 아니죠. 그 영상 보니까 뭔가 디아 3 느낌 나던데.
Miracles
그
can
레아
happen and
나오고.
very quickly. So
A lot of these actually end up with
뭔가,
us going to an engineer and asking how long it would take to do it. And the first answer is to do it right.
First answer is they cry.
중간중간에 뭐 시네마틱이나 이런 거 좀 잘 들어가 있으면 진행하면서도 좀 즐거울 것 같고 하고 나서는 뭐 결국에는 파밍 컨텐츠니까.
Yeah, we make it work, but sometimes the fact that you have to log in to get the progress propagated.
그런 게스트를 다시 손봐서 나오는 것도 있을 거래요.
Alright. Like zoom in on me.
수정을 한다는 거죠.
Let's do that. Okay, it's not going to happen. There it is. Okay, yeah. All right. It's a live game. We know we need to it's a live game. We know we are looking at trying to make improvements based on the feedback that we're getting from players. We're playing the game ourselves, so we're kind of seeing how everything is really feeling. It's all coming together with a giant audience of players playing and enjoying the game. We want to make sure that we're
뭔가 스펙업 할 수 있는 수단이 하나 더 생겼다는 게
some of those things are a lot harder than others. But like all the
좋은
feedback,
것
like,
같아요.
Adam, you called out some things really early on at the program, like we're hearing feedback about this and this, and like inventory space. We talked about gems last time and things we want to do there. We're trying to move very quickly in a lot of these things. Some of them are a lot more challenging technically to do than others, but we are rapidly moving on as many changes as we can because we are fervently trying to make the very best version of Diablo 4 possible in the fastest time frame that we can to deliver to the player base because we're players too. We also want the same things. So just know that we're working hard. We care deeply. We love our engineers and our designers and our producers and the staff.
그만 찡찡.
Topics and everything else. We are trying to make sure that we are delivering a really really high quality
되게
experience to players.
강력하게 화면을 꽉 채우면서 얘기를 하시네요.
Feedback. We're going to keep making adjustments as we go between seasons and other updates.
I can attest that whenever Joe would like to make a change based on feedback he's seen from reading it wherever he reads it, the first version is always, can we do this immediately? That is always the first request. Never like, hey, let's get this in eventually. When it makes sense and when it's comfortable. No, it's always, could we do this right now? Is it possible for us to do this right now? So
I want to
that's
move
the first version.
I want to move the Overton window where I just expect everything to be done in 6 seconds.
확실히 블리자드는 고자세야.
I think one of the sort of the junior
아유
mistakes that
재밌게
people
만들어
make is the fact
드리겠습니다.
that, like,
오
time
열심히
is only
하겠습니다.
what it takes
이게
to
아니라
and it's not. It's
야
time
하고
is also
있잖아.
what it takes to invest and make sure
그만
that it's
찡찡대
all
이씨.
about the so that's one of the things that like
이런 건가요?
when you look at we have a follow the sun
약간 눈 똑바로
QA
뜨고 카메라
organization
쳐다보면서
around the world
야 지금
that
하고 있거든? 뭘
what the 15, 16 hot fixes or more now.
하고 있는 거 안 보이냐고
they
그만
patches is that the
찡찡대라고.
ability- Not only can we get we have some heroic engineers who can turn stuff around very quickly, but we also have some
버거슨 형은 저기서 이제 약간 당근 역할인 거지. 왜 그래? 그래 그래요. 이러면서. 실제로 밴드 진짜 약간 산타 할아버지 같아요.
It's finally here.
Yes.
정리를 하는 거지.
Yeah,
좋게.
2 weeks, and again, like Tim
It's
had
not
mentioned,
technically here for you all, but soon. Very
딱
soon.
봐도 옆집 할아버지
Tim
같이
had
생기지
mentioned, we will
않았습니까?
have a patch on the 18th for Diablo 4 that will contain all the changes that will be coming in with Season 1. If Tiffany Watt were here, who was on our Campfire chat before, she categorized our 103 patch as chonky.
Right.
I will categorize in Tiffany Watt's words.
아니
as
그래서 편의성
super
개선은
chonky
뭐
for
해주냐고.
Season 1. It
동목자
actually is
모드는
our
다 빼야
largest,
되고.
or chonkster, as Tim called it. I think we were chonkers. So we're going to pull up the Wikipedia entry and actually go through it, the history of chonkers. But yeah, it is very big. So we will have notes up for that. And again, players can prepare for Season 1 by completing the campaign for sure.
The campaign,
and making
clear
sure,
the fog of war.
clear fog of
문서로.
war, discover the map, and of course, get all your altars. So lots to come for Diablo 4. And then again, we also have just more improvements that will be in that patch. What our balance changes to bug fixes to you name it. I can go on. There's even some reward changes coming for some Nightmare and Helltide related activities as well, some endgame activities, because I've been hearing some feedback regarding like, hey, it would be great if we could like maybe better rewards with some of these activities, and so I know some of those changes are coming in that actual update as well. But I know we want to do
그 브리온이 아까 보니까 잼에도 레벨이 있더라고.
by the way. So
그게
I know
좀
we get
저기를 하지
some people are
않을까?
like, I don't know if this is live. No, this is totally live. So we're
약간
actually
이
gonna be
라이브
bringing
스트림은
in,
뭔가 그
we're
쌍방
actually gonna kick off
소통보다는
Rod, because we're done with him. No, I'm just kidding. Rod is actually
I'm
just
actually
going
going to go and annoy you from the side.
I know. It's the worst. Rod's going to jump over here. We're actually going to bring back in Chris and Ryan from the Immortal team, who will be jumping in
I
here.
think you're supposed to open that chair. I didn't do my job.
I
didn't do my job.
Rod had one job and failed to do it.
I failed to open the chair.
So we're going to bring these guys in. I know we have questions queued up from different people in Twitch chat. So if you guys have questions, of course, feel free to drop in questions and
This is
everything.
not quite in. You need to scooch clearly.
갑자기?
I need to scooch too,
Scooch a
because I
little
think
bit over.
I'm
Yeah, I think
like,
we can scooch a little bit more.
얘네 되게 후리하다.
And we're scooching, live scooching.
이분들 되게 후리하시네.
The production team hates me. I want to give a shout out to our production group behind here, because I literally go like, oh, we're only going to have like 2 people. And then we
마지막이야.
continue to add people, and then Rod wanted to be
지른다.
in yesterday.
편안하게 하네
Now
방송을.
suddenly we're up to like 20 people, and this room can't hold this many people. So I apologize. They are angels, and they deal with me. But we do have some
질문을
questions,
미리
and
받아놓은
I
거야?
will be kind of going
아니면
back and forth in between both of them. But we do. Oh, perfect. We do have some questions up here. Someone's also calling me, which is awful at this time. Quick question. Quick question. Any updates around
아니 근데
for D4
채팅은
specifically?
어디서
Any
받아?
updates around
트위치도
respecting
아니고
characters?
Yeah, so
유튜브도
right
아니고.
now I think that there's a few different concerns we're hearing from the community. There's the general cost of respecting characters, and then there is at various stages of the game, and then there is the actual
트위치에서 봤네,
experience
트위치.
of respecting a character, particularly when you're deeper into the Paragon system. Like that takes a lot of effort. So we have longer term plans on the user experience side, like on the menu side. Things we want to do to improve the flow of allowing players to respect their characters. These are things we're actively investigating. We have designs for things we're looking to add into seasons in the future, but we don't have a date that we're committing to today for that. And in terms of the actual price of that, we're evaluating things on like the gold economy, and we're taking a look at like what players are doing on a regular basis. We're not making any fundamental structural changes to today at this time, but we are, because we're satisfied with where things feel like in the 150. One thing we will be adding though is as part of seasons, there is now a new reward that you can collect as you're going through the season journey at the end of each season, called the Scroll of Amnesia. Which once you collect a Scroll of Amnesia, you can use that one time to basically reset the entirety of a character all in one go for no gold cost at all. So these are gonna be like pretty fun things to bring back with you to the Eternal Realm if you want to use for future playthroughs or for that character or another character. So we want to make sure that we're like slowly adding a few of these as the players progressing through the experience. Kind of make that a little bit easier for players to go through.
And that's cool. Then
그 멘트는 항상 하는 것 같아요. 개발자들 미친 듯이 일하고 있다고.
Awesome.
우리는 개발자를 갈구는 게
we have a
아닌데.
question from, I'm reading everyone's names. 8 Miles West. How much will the Blood Knight cost? I know we covered this early on, but if you guys want to reiterate.
The Blood Knight will cost nothing. The Blood Knight is free.
It's free. So if you're a new Immortal player, or you're a existing Immortal player, you can literally jump in, start playing the Blood Knight on day one, which is on July 13th. So, and of course, you can play through the campaign, and we had mentioned that has essentially custom VO and everything associated with it.
That's right.
For D4, I should be more prepared with these.
That's usually that's a safe statement all the
즉
time.
개발자는 그냥 노예지. 직장인이지 직장인.
And I'm just like, awesome.
그 되게 잘못 알고 계시네, 재윤님.
Like as you're about to like talk about an idea with someone, you're like, this might be a really bad idea, but and that's you putting up your shield saying, this is my design armor. Saying, I know that this might be really, really bad, but we're talking about it anyway. So yes, I should.
정복자보다 리셋템이 있다고요?
That's your design armor.
리셋템이 있다고? 캐시야?
Fig Lorna.
가금이야?
Committed to saying the names.
I know, I did.
You don't want anyone to suggest that these are not real questions.
Yeah, from Fig Lorna, will seasonal mechanics
그냥
be
아이템으로?
added to the Eternal Realm after the season ends? I think that's something we didn't actually clarify fairly well.
That is a great question that actually gets asked internally as well a lot. Like, hey, this is awesome. Are we going to keep it around forever? Initially, no. Like, initially, the version of the malignant mechanics that you're seeing are not planned to show up in the Eternal Realm. However, we are reserving the right as developers that if we see something cool and we think, wow, this is just fantastic, this should just be part of the game, that we will just make it part of the game. So it is absolutely an option. Some mechanics you might see in future seasons might be that way right away. We might be planning that, hey, this will show up in Eternal Realm right away. Others will evaluate them as we play them and then see if this is working really well, this is something that we want to integrate with the Eternal version of the game.
Yeah, I want to stay on this just 1 second longer. That's not to suggest that we're not going to be, as part of seasons, intentionally using those update opportunities to create content for the base game, like stuff that will persist beyond the end of the season. But we really do want to hone in on the idea that we're like, Malignant Hearts are very powerful, as we talked about before. They're really, really cool. They're very exciting. We can't add something exciting like that every season if it's expected to all last, because the game's going to be
뭔가
mess.
약간
So
그래요.
we're not going to do that.
저분들이 판매하는 게 게임 상품인데 원래 밥이 맛없으면 맛없다고 뭐라고 해야 되는 거 아니야? 왜 자꾸 게임 재미없다고 뭐라고 하는데 뭐라고 했다고 뭐라고 그래? 아 겁나 웃겨. 생각해보니까 그런데 돈 주고 사서는
But things like Malignant Hearts, we don't want to have something of that size.
그렇지 않습니까?
Something of similar size in season 2 and then season 3 and season 4. Games will get very extremely.
돈 주고 혼난 느낌이야.
Navigate. We want to be able to like take these things away, introduce new ideas.
밥이 맛없다고 어쩌기요? 얘기를 하는데 얘기했다고 뭐라 그래? 먹지 말든가 막 이러니까.
It's there for the season. Let's take a player that, let's say, doesn't like to play alts except of the same class. I just love playing Barbarian, and I have 3 different Barbarians already on Eternal.
그리고 솔직히 블리자드 코리아 홈페이지는 진짜
But let's say a Barbarian. That's my hypothetical. I'm sticking with it. So I'm a Barbarian
그
lover.
깜짝 놀랐습니다.
Season 1 is still an exciting time to make a new Barbarian because we have
그
all
영어 원은 몇 시간 전에 글 올라왔는데 우리나라 거는 막 10일 전인가? 그 게시가 업데이트가 안 돼. 어디서 본지도 모르겠어. 한국말밖에 못하는 사람 서로 살겠나?
So Joe, I mean, one of the things.
This is Rod off camera speaking.
Rod off camera. Hey, voice
right.
Joe,
yes.
Maybe speak to the fact that everybody starts at the same place of the season as one of the benefits, so that people aren't like a year behind when they go to play season 4.
지금 Q&A죠.
Part of this as well. One of the reasons we really like the idea of letting players start back fresh and have like an economy reset, players really jumping back in the experience at level 1 with characters, is it allows us to focus on making sure the entirety of that journey is really engaging and exciting for players to
Q&A 재밌는 거 나오면 알려주세요.
재미없다. like the new
생겼어.
features and content available that we're introducing in that season. Everything feels like
조용히 해, 형들 이제. 자. 해 뜰 것 같은데? 출근해야 되네. 그니까. 뭐 글로 정리해 주겠지만 대충 정리해 보면 1번 시즌 컨셉 아까 뭐라고요? 이거 심장 심장 약간 느낌은 잼 이런 느낌이고 새로운 보석 배틀 패스 시즌 축복 올라왔어? 빠르다. 이 정도입니다. 글이 벌써 올라왔어? 코 고는 소리 들려요? 자고 있어요. 꿈나라에서 아주 잘 자고 있습니다. 와, 정말 재밌겠다. 왜 이렇게 웃겨? 게시글은 아직 안 올라왔고 아마 오늘 라이브 스트리밍이 끝나고 나서 관련된 문서를 올려준다고 하는 것 같아요. 그리고 여기 보시면 이렇게 나와 있네요. 시즌 홈페이지 7월 21일 시작. 타락을 더 깊이 탐구하십시오. 새로운 우두머리와 맞서십시오. 새로운 힘을 휘두르십시오. 보상을 획득하십시오. 13일 5시간 남았네요. 한국 시간 기준으로 7월 21일 이고 배틀패스 업그레이드. 아우. 그래서 지금 보면 릴리트의 타락이 새로운 형태로 성에게 퍼져 악의 종자 괴물들이 태어났습니다. 어쩌고 저쩌고. 네. 그리고 시즌 특징은 자 보자. 타락에 물든 강력한 적을 무찌르고 놈들이 지닌 악의 심장을 이용하십시오. 새로 추가되는 악의 힘 30종을 포함한 악의 권능을 마음대로 부릴 수 있습니다. 우두머리, 새로운 우두머리가 나오나 보네요. 또 질긴 고블린이 한 마리 나옵니다. 새로운 장비. 아, 고유 아이템이 새로 나오나 보네요. 6개. 7개 신규 전설 위상. 이거를 배틀패스를 하면은 보상으로 주나 보네요. 그죠? 아, 여기 있다. 시즌 여정의 각 장을 완료하고 새로운 전설 위상, 여정 완료, 무료 기술 트리 및 정복자 모드 초기화를 제공하는 기억 상실의 두루마리를 비롯한 보상을 획득하십시오. 시즌의 여정을 완료를 하면 준다 이거죠? 그리고 시즌 축복. 배틀패스에서 획득하는 이글거리는 재를 사용하여 아까 그 모양 이글거린 재 그거다. 경험치 획득량 증가, 아이템 분해 시 희귀 재료 획득 확률 증가. 그러니까 아까 봤던 그 새로운 명망 느낌이죠? 시즌 칭호가 따로 생기고 칭호 있으면 뭘 주든가. 5개의 직업용 무기 형상 어쩌고 저쩌고. 프리미엄 배틀 패스. 오케이. 프리미엄? 얼음무새 방어구 세트 이거네요. 말 방어구 킨. 오, 이렇게 오, 방어구 세트, 말, 무기 스킨, 감정 표현. 배틀패스 비교. 자, 이제 팝니다. 여기 표시가 안 돼 있네? 왜? 이거 봐봐, 겁나 웃긴데? 최고의 가성비. 최고의 가성비. 아, 네, 굉장하죠? 최고. 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 나 저렇게 왜 웃겨? 네. 잠깐만. 시즌이 시작되면 게임에 로그인하여 새 시즌 캐릭터를 만들고 즐기시면 됩니다. 아직 캠페인을 완료하지 않으셨다면 적어도 한 캐릭터로 완료를 해야 시즌 콘텐츠를 이용할 수 있습니다. 시즌 콘텐츠를 즐기는 거는 캠페인이 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 릴리트 다 잡고 하는 거죠. 시즌이 끝나면 내 캐릭터 진입은 어떻게 되나요? 영혼의 영역으로 이정됩니다. 시즌 특정 기능을 이용할 수 없습니다. 악의 심장이네요. 악의 심장. 장신구에서 장착이 그러니까 그 심장 꽂아가지고 쓴다 그랬잖아요. 그게 이전이 안 되네. 그냥 시즌 종료되면 이제 없어져 버리네. 아 뭐야 이거 씨. 이거 뭐지? 누르라며. 장난하나. 배틀 패스는 그냥 게임 플레이를 하면 얻을 수 있나 보네요. 이글거리는 쟤는 그거지. 약간 도박할 때 필요한 은화처럼 얘는 축복받기 위한 화폐인 거죠. 배틀 패스를 진행을 오케이 그거네. 배틀 패스에 있는 어떠한 진척도를 진행을 해야 이글거리는 쟤를 주고 그 이글거리는 쟤를 받아야 축복을 받을 수 있는 거네요. 그러니까 결국은 하라는 거지. 돈 내면 패스 해준다. 그치? 네, 블리자드 끝났습니다. 오케이. 최고의 가성비네요. 근데 우리 어차피 다 얼리 액세스 샀잖아. 저 지금은 앉아서 하고 있어요, 형님. 저녁에는 힘들어. 앉아서 해야 돼. 오케이. 와, 우리 형님들 그렇대요. 어쨌든 7월 21일 시작이고 준비하셔야죠 이제. 그치? 지금이 7월 7일이니까 다다음 주 목요일이네. 와 진짜 얼마 안 남았다. 생각보다 빠른데? POE가 그 다음 주지 않습니까? 의식했나? 그럴 수 있어. 그러니까 그리고 맞아요. 아까 그 라이브 스트림 중에 얘기한 게 시즌 1에 그 지금 하는 프리시즌에서 진행했던 이 맵 밝히기 이거랑 릴리트 이거는 이제 유지를 해준다고 하는데 유지를 하는 조건이 캐릭터 제일 많이 플레이한 캐릭터 기준으로 아마 형님들이 그걸로 접속을 했을 때 그게 아마 반영이 되는 것 같아요. 정확한 내용은 아마 문서로 알려줄 것 같긴 한데 개마두님 후원 감사합니다. 그래서 아마 지금 이제 라이브가 종료가 됐어요. 저기가 관련 내용이 나오면 정리를 호다다다닥 해서 또 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 지금 나나 봐볼까? 아직 어림도 없죠? 안 나왔어요. 그래서 지옥 물결 상자 고유 드랍되는 거는 오늘 패치한다는데요? 아니요. 오래 한 캐릭만 남아있는 게 아니라 캐릭은 다 남아서 그 이제 보관이 되는데 명망 5단계까지 하신 분들은 3단계까지 유지해야 된다고? 소스에서도 샤커 드랍하는 좋네. 아유, 옆에서 다린봇이 너무 크게 자고 있어. 아, 방송 불가인데? 코 고는 소리 안 들려요? 아까 어떤 형님의 코 고는 소리 ASMR이라고? 아 진짜. 오케이. 일단은 여기다가 내용 나온 대로 저도 정리를 해서 형님들한테 말씀을 드릴게요. 아마 정확한 내용은 블리자드에서 올려주는 게 제일 정확하니까 그게 나올 때까지는 좀 기다려 봐야 될 것 같아요. 아이고 우리 형님들 벌써 76이나 됐어. 새벽에 고생 많으셨고 오늘이죠. 오늘 이따가 조금 쉬었다가 들어올 수 있으면 조금 오후 늦게 들어오는 걸로 이렇게 한번 계획을 잡아볼게요. 네. 6시부터 9시까지? 오케이. 그래요. 악의 종자 시즌 7월 21일 시작. 타락을 더 깊이 탐구하십시오. 새로운 우두머리와 맞서십시오. 새로운 힘을 휘두르십시오. 보상을 획득하십시오. 자, 13일 남았습니다. 아울. 아유, 너무 귀엽다. 자, 우리 형님들, 네. 새벽에 함께 해주셔서 너무 감사드리고요. 조심히 들어가시고 이따 뵐 수 있으면 저희 또 봬요. 그러면 들어가세요.